Yo, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Ooh, Thanksgiving week. Very exciting. Anybody doing anything for Thanksgiving tomorrow? I'm going to be hanging out with some family, which I'm very thankful for. And then my family's coming into town on the weekend. So hopefully everybody enjoys their time with loved ones and enjoys the day off work. To everybody who enjoys the day off work, and then for those of you that are working on Thanksgiving, Godspeed for sure. Okay, I've got an appointment today at like 2 p.m. so I got like 5 hours. We got plenty of time, but I do have an appointment at 2 p.m. today, so I'm going to make my way over to that. And then, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Great. I've got some yard work I need to do, and it's been, like, not actually freezing lately, so that's cool. I'm excited about that. Excited that it's not freezing lately. Not excited to do the yard work. That's, Yeah, that could be better. Anyways, let's play some Pokemon cards, shall we? I feel like I'm not exactly fitting in the frame, so let's see. Is that better? Nope. Try that. That's better. There we go. Yo, Lysol streams. I've been thinking about that quite a bit. You know, what will the terrestrial phenomenon, how will that impact Gym Leader Challenge? I'm not sure. I mean, we don't know. We don't know how they're going to implement it. So the way that it is in the, right now we're pretty much just kind of grasping at straws, guessing. The set comes out in Japan on January 20th. I just looked it up. So that means that we've got a little over a month until we see how it is going to exactly. Now I'm feeling like the camera's a little high. We got a little over a month until we can, that's probably acceptable. A little over a month until we figure out exactly what's going to be going on with the terrestrializing feature, right? So until then, we have theories. So the way that it works is that, like, during a specific turn, I guess, like, one Pokemon can change type during a game. So I don't know. Like, one of your Pokemon can. So they're probably going to make it have to do, but then we've already seen EXs, but we haven't seen, like, the middle side. We haven't seen any of the EX Pokemon's attacks, but we have already seen EXs, right? All right, looks like I'm playing against a Lost Box deck with my Regigigas deck. We've got Regigigas in the active spot, Regice in our hand, and a Professor's Research. This matchup can really go either way and is made a lot more difficult if my opponent is playing the, if they are playing the Ice-Q. I do have an answer to Ice-Q if they happen to be playing Ice-Q, but usually the Giratina versions are not running Ice-Q. Ice-Q has an attack that makes it immune to the attacks of basic Pokemon during your opponent's next turn, which is very difficult for us to deal with considering all the Pokemon in this deck are basic Pokemon. So our solution is to confuse the Ice Cube and with Yellhorn, and then hopefully the Ice Cube fails to attack, allowing us to knock it out. And we have the Regieleki that allows you to get a trainer card from your discard pile into your hand, which can allow us to confuse the Ice Cube over and over again, which eventually allows us to knock out the Ice Cube. But the problem is then they can Ordinary Rod the Ice Cube back into the deck and do it again, and it gets kind of complicated. The Ice Cube doesn't actually do a lot of damage. It's only 70 damage. So it is 2-hit KOing your Regis, which is, like, fine. But anyways, looks like I'm up against a Giratina Lost Box deck. Looks like I'm up against a Giratina Lost Box deck with Regigigas. We've got a great opening hand going second. I'll quick ball away this Regice and take a look at what we got. Definitely want to grab that Regidrago. Then we can Ordinary Rod the Regice back into the deck. Bench this one, and we will just research those two energy gladly. We're able to find Trekking Shoes, Regirock, and another research for next turn, which is cool. We'll bench this Regirock and Trekking Shoes. Put the Aurora energy into the discard pile, and we find a Capture energy, which is good. So we'll attach the Capture energy to Regigigas and go get Registeel. And the reason we're getting Registeel instead of Regieleki, is that there are more Regielekis in the deck than Registeel, so it'll be easier for us to find. We'll also just slam that path and then pass it on over to my opponent. It's a pretty solid turn one for us. Thank you, Kangarooster, for that sub in the 16 months. Appreciate you, Kangarooster, and thank you guys all for hanging out on this Thanksgiving Eve. Appreciate it. I know a lot of people are spending time with family, enjoying the day off. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow on Thanksgiving either, taking the day off. I do have some videos to produce, though, so maybe I can get caught up on that. It's been a little while since I've been able to release a video, so would love to get caught up on that. Temple of Sinnoh is a tough one for us. Usually decks only play 2 Temple of Sinnoh if they play it at all. So hopefully they don't play more than 2. I have 3 stadiums in my deck, so I should be able to counter 2 Temple of Sinnoh. But this could certainly get difficult. If they don't attack this turn, I could attack with Regigigas even with a Temple of Sinnoh in play. I just have to accelerate 3 energy to the Regigigas, and then accelerate 3 energy to the Regigigas and manually attach from hand. Since Temple of Sinnoh makes it so that all of your special energy provide colorless instead of their normal effect. So you can still use the attack. You just, you can't use Aurora energies and things like that. My opponent does have Mirage Gate, though. So they can start accelerating onto their Giratinas. And they have Switch. So here comes Giratina V with Shred. And my Regidrago is going down. That's fine. We will promote this Regigigas. And Shred is really the ideal attack for Giratina to be using, since Lost Impact is really expensive. Now we definitely want to Ordinary Rod the Regidrago back into the deck, but I'm feeling really not great about this research. I've already used 2 rods, and it's pretty terrible. And yeah, I don't think I can play Reggie anymore, dude. I'm done. All right, let's go back to talking about Reggie stinks, bro. Ain't no Reggie video. I thought maybe I'd get into today's stream and that I'd be able to, like, I thought maybe, you know, Reggie just wasn't cooperating yesterday. Nah, man. Can't do it. Yeah. Couldn't see it. Anyways, let's talk about... Let's do more... Sorry, I hopped into YouTube mode there real quick. Because I was like, dang, dude, I got like one really good game with Reggie yesterday. If I could get like another one or two, just real quick. If I just come out the gates, get a couple more good ones, pack it up. Great YouTube video. But nah, man. Is cool, bro. Let's go back to talking about the potential impact of terrestrializing on Scarlet and Violet. That sounds great. So, like I said, that is going to be coming out. That's going to be coming out in January in Japan. We're not going to get it until like February. I really want to mess with the Crobat deck. I really want to take 3 prizes with Crobat. That's what I want to do. Right there. That's, I mean, taking 3 prizes, that's poggers for sure. Now, all right. So the way that the mechanic works in the game is that you have once a battle. I mean, like once a battle, you can use your special orb to change one of your Pokemon's type to its like embedded type, right? So, Icky, I'm not quite, yeah, I haven't, I'm still editing the deck. So, in the trading card game, if we look to like past sets and past mechanics and how those things have been replicated, Mega Evolution was done probably one of the worst TCG adaptations out of any special in-game mechanic. You had like the Spirit Links and it's not great. And then, you know, if you didn't use Spirit Links, it ended your turn when you did it. Okay. We've already seen Pokemon EX. We've seen Pokemon EX, and but we haven't seen their attacks or anything. I guess like we have kind of seen their attacks, haven't we? They don't have anything in the card about transforming type. So the thing about the video game is that you can theoretically, am I correct? I'm about 5 badges in. 5 or 6 or so badges in. Thank you, Casey Polo Man, for the Prime sub. Am I correct in assuming that you can Terra type a Pokemon into any type if you just like if you kind of like get the right Terra type for a Pokemon, right? You can only VMAX once per game and look at it in the TCG. Right. So this is kind of like what we're talking about, right? So you can only VMAX once in the TCG in the video game, but you could do it as many times as often as you please with no drawback in the TCG. So that's for sure. The thing about Terra typing that is interesting is that your Pokemon Terra types, right? So that's why people have talked about using tools to Terra type something. And because it's like the Pokemon that you already have in play can Terra type. So obviously they could make them like this. They could make them like Ace Specs, right? Imagine that. Like, imagine an Ace Spec. You guys know what Ace Specs are? I mean, it's a possibility. We go look at Ace Spec, right? Dang it. All right, we look at Life Dew. All right. Boom. Like an Ace Spec. You could have it. I mean, because like you could have a really cool card like this where you're like, you can Terra type something. You can only play one, you know, in your deck. So you have to pick your Terra type tool, and then you can only play the one, right? Something like that. And then when it gets discarded from play, it goes to the lost zone instead of the discard pile. That's one potential. I think that they won't do that personally, but this is a possibility, right? I don't think that this is very likely, but it's something they could do. A-specs are certainly extremely cool, right? They're extremely cool cards. They look awesome. They have maintained their value for sure over the years in the TCG. They were printed like almost a decade ago, and they are still pretty sought after cards. I mean, if you like, you know, want to find a computer search or a dowsing machine, good luck. It's not exactly the easiest thing to find because they are, at least when expanded regionals were a thing, they were like $50, $60 cards, but now they're probably much less. But I imagine that they're still probably like relatively valuable. I haven't looked them up, but oh yeah, these things do Pringle. But they could do this for Terra types, Terra type A-specs, right? Another thing that they could do, they could have it be like break cards or level X's, right? So you could have some Pokemon break, evolve, or level X, and that could be like how it Terra types. Break cards are like evolution Pokemon. That, you know, go on top of the card. So, you know, you could, it could be like a break card where it's like a different type and then you go on top. But the thing is like, when I'm thinking about how Terra typing is going to affect a format like Gym Leader Challenge, I think that maybe, I don't know that they will make the Terra typing mechanic interact with Gym Leader Challenge at all, because they've kind of like, single prize Pokemon aren't really, as it is right now, single prize Pokemon are not a big deal in the Pokemon TCG. They just aren't. You don't do a lot of evolving. You don't do a lot of attacking. It's not like in Gym Leader Challenge where like single prize Pokemon are everything, right? It's like they're not really a big deal in the TCG. You got gimmick decks that get kind of like printed. You got the Lost Box gimmick deck. You've got the Regigigas gimmick deck, but you can't like really just build your own single prize deck. That's not really how the game works right now in standard format, and you haven't really been able to do that in quite some time. I mean, you got like like when you get the canned gimmick decks, like you can play, you can play like the Luna, whatever. Lunatone and Solrock. You can play those, right? They're kind of like canned and like, kind of prepackaged for you. You can play those. The Lost Box stuff with Cramorant and Sableye, it's like, obviously, you can pair that with whatever you want. And it's like, you can play cards like, Radiant Charizard. What was the last non-gimmick single prize deck, in my opinion? So, like, you think about single prize decks were for like the most part killed off with Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia GX. Like single prize and they never really came back, right? Never really. They were and the thing is that single prize attackers used to coexist with the two prize Pokemon. So like if we look at 2017, you had Drampa GX Zoroark decks, right? So you had Zoroark and Drampa, right, in the same deck. And they complemented each other, and their power levels were on par. They were similar, right? Zoroark and Drampa coexisting. You also had decks like, this is in 2017. You also had decks like Drampa with Garbodor, right? And their power levels were similar. So they coexisted together nicely. You also had decks like Garbodor with Espeon GX, right? And their power levels complemented each other nicely. But the thing is, these were like the best decks at the 2017 North American International Championships. You also had Decidueye GX, right? Paired with cards like Vileplume. These were the best decks at the time in 2017. And they weren't canned gimmick decks, right? These were decks that were invented by the community, right? These were not gimmick decks that were printed by the Pokemon Company and shoved on us, right? These were not gimmicks. So 2017, I'd say like 2017, 2018 was the end of like creative single prize deck building. And then once you got into the tag team era, it kind of like vanished and it never came back. Because now every single prize deck is basically a canned gimmick that the Pokemon Company prints to just compete in a certain space, right? You've got... So a gimmick deck is like... A gimmick deck... Oh, you had... All right, so the last single prize deck was probably Malamar Giratina. Probably, right? This is a gimmick deck, right? Here you go. Rapid Strike Tentacles. So like the gimmick, the gimmick idea is that you have to play all of these Rapid Strike cards, right? And it's the only way the card works. You can't play Malamar in like a non-Rapid Strike deck. You know what I mean? Like, look at the difference between the card design of Malamar, which like the game designers force you to play this card this way. Whereas a card like Garbodor, right, with Trashalanche, you could play this card in any deck that you want to, right? You could use this card however you wanted to. Yeah, when you talk about a gimmick deck, the Reggie deck is like the most quintessential gimmick deck of all time, right? This is a gimmick deck. You literally cannot play any other card in your deck except for like Reggie's. Yes. You only play Reggie's. Lunatone Solrock. That's a gimmick deck, right? Lunatone combined with Solrock. Right? That's a gimmick deck. They just print it for you. You're like, you have to play it this way. You look at Charizard. Okay. This is a gimmick deck. You have to play it this way. You know, you have to play a bunch of Charizards with Leons. It's just like, that's what you're doing. Braixen, the new Braixen. Now we have Zoroark, which is kind of cool. But this card is like, you know, trying to get you to play it a certain way. This card, I give the Braixen a little more credit. The Braixen is like a little bit more interesting because it takes 2 colorless energy, and Serena is like a universally good card. However, it doesn't matter because V Pokemon are going to start to not become a thing as soon as rotation happens, and then EX Pokemon come back. So like, that's going to quickly be out of it. Yeah, Baby Blacephalon was like an interesting single prize attacker. I mean, really, you're just trying to blow stuff up. But like, yeah, you have Baby Blacephalon was not a gimmick deck, right? this was like, and you had like some really interesting, cards that you include in that deck, like Cramorant and stuff like that, Cramorant V. So like that was interesting. And then you also had Malamar with Giratina is like kind of a canned deck. Yeah, you got Psychic Recharge and you got Giratina, right? So, you kind of were just doing that. But it's still not like an absolute canned deck. It's kind of like, cards came out in different sets. They obviously went well together, but you could charge up anything you wanted to with Malamar. So that was kind of interesting. But yes, most single prize decks are just gimmick decks these days. They're not like, oh, the can deck was supposed to be Ultra Necrozma. Right, that's right, Charles. Yes, that's right. But then, like, that deck stunk. So then we built our own deck, which was the Giratina deck, which was much better, right? Giratina, and then you could play like Blacephalon. So yeah, there's a lot of Zoroark Box is the closest thing we have to a real single prize deck right now. It is. So you're right in thinking that. This is the closest card we have to a non-gimmick single prize deck. Because you can play this card however you want to, right? Nobody's forcing you to play this card. Zapdos Jirachi. But that was a unique single prize deck, right? It was. Because you could play Zapdos Jirachi with like Tapu Koko GX, you could play Zebstrika, you could play Zoltia, but you had like, what I'm saying is you have this, and then it turned into Zap Beast, so you were playing Zapdos with other single prize Pokemon who you wouldn't have necessarily thought belonged in the deck, like Buzzwole, right? Nihilego. So right now, you have Lugia with single prize Pokemon. That's true. Okay. You have Lugia V-Star with single prize Pokemon but it doesn't feel right. It's not. Because it's not balanced. You're basically taking all these single prize, basically the amazing Pokemon, right? The amazing, you got like Yveltal, right? And basically cards like Yveltal and Raikou were just impossible to power up before. But now that the most broken, but there's still no evolving. You know what I mean? So it's like you basically just have Lugia, right? And Lugia has removed all evolving from the Pokemon TCG because all you have to do is turn your big guy into a bigger guy, which is what the entire Sword and Shield era of card design has been, turning your big guy into a bigger guy, which is terrible card design. And then, yes, Archeops is key to this, but you don't evolve it. You don't evolve it, which is the whole idea of single prize Pokemon, and that they're fun to evolve, right? But you don't evolve it. You simply summon it onto your bench, right? So like you turn your big guy into a bigger guy, and then basically you just start summoning things to the board, which is incredibly broken because you can summon Archeops straight into play. Archeops has one of the most broken abilities ever printed on a stage 2 Pokemon, right? And you start using Primal Turbo, and with Primal Turbo, 2 Primal Turbos in play, turn 2, and then you can start powering up all the most broken basic Pokemon in the history of the Pokemon TCG. Stuff that you could only dream of powering up, like Yveltal, right? With its amazing destruction attack, which is silly expensive, but all of a sudden can be paid for thanks to your broken turn 2 combo. And then you've got amazing Raikou, right? With its amazing shot attack, which also is like very, very difficult to power up. But then you're basically summoning these guys into play without having to evolve anything, which is obviously incredibly broken, right? So, and I think like one of the things that I'm most frustrated about with Lugia and the Lugia format is that you're either playing like Lugia or you're playing some crazy Lost Box deck, and both decks are aiming to just power up the most broken cards in the format, like out of nowhere, right? Because Lost Box is like you're basically getting at the same thing. You're playing Comfies, and then you unlock your Mirage Gate, and then all of a sudden you're accelerating 2 basic energy. Who knew that accelerating 2 basic energy from the deck is just broken, right? So accelerating 2 energy from the deck is, apparently this is really good, and you can just whip up, stuff out of nowhere. You got cards like Charizard, which, yes, Charizard is a single prize attacker, but it's also one of the most broken basic Pokemon ever printed in the history of the Pokemon TCG, right? This is one of the most broken basic Pokemon ever printed. Yes, it's not a V Pokemon, but it's one of the most broken Pokemon ever printed in the history of the Pokemon TCG. It's incredibly broken, right? So, yeah, imagine this Charizard Imagine if this card existed in the Sun and Moon format. For a minute, take yourself back to Sun and Moon. What if this card existed in the Sun and Moon format with Tag Team Pokemon GX? Exactly, Trevor. Exactly. YRG, you shouldn't play this Charizard in your GLC deck because it has a rule box, so it's illegal. Yes, unfortunately. I'm sorry to burst your bubble there. But yes, it's got a Radiant Pokemon rule that is a rule box. You would one-hit KO Pikarom, right? With Welder, you could just bench Radiant Charizard, Welder, one-hit KO Pikarom, right? That's insane. It's so nuts. It's so nuts, right? So, like, to give yourself an idea of how much the power creep is, like, it's like everything's instant now. Like, you don't have to build towards anything. You're just taking instant KOs. You're instantly charging things up. It's just like, man, it feels bad. Honestly, it's not as fun to play when you're really, getting down to it. So, yeah, we go directly into ADPZ. Yep. Yep. It's just broken. Imagine Choice Belt and your one-hit KO and GXs. Oh, in ADP, you wouldn't have even needed to have Choice Belt because it just would have been doing 280, right? So, there you go. So yeah, it's like the days of like having cards like just good, of just playing like balanced cards together is like basically, those days are long gone. You guys realize, while we're talking about this, you guys realize that Gardevoir GX, and I'm not talking about Gardevoir and Sylveon Tag Team GX, I'm talking about Gardevoir GX. This card won a regional championship paired with this card, okay? You just set up 2 different Stage 2 Pokemon. That was a competitive deck. Setting up 2 Stage 2 Pokemon. That it's like that, and you actually had to like take time to set up your board, right? It's like that concept is so gone now, right? I really feel like Pokemon Tag Team and Pokemon V are some of the worst designed Pokemon cards in the history of the game. We're talking 25 years of card game development. Yeah. Tag Team Pokemon and Pokemon V are the worst. So if you got into competitive Pokemon during that time and you're having fun, boy, let me tell you, it can get a lot more fun. And it might. Yeah, it might get more fun again. I suspect that it will. I think that I'm really, really, really excited for Scarlet and Violet. I cannot wait. I will forever associate the Sword and Shield era with the pandemic and some of the most depressing years of my life. I will always associate those two things. And yeah, so good riddance. Goodbye, Sword and Shield. I do not care. I will not miss you. I will never build any of your retro decks. I will never play you ever again. As soon as we leave this era behind us, we are going straight into Scarlet and Violet. I'm thinking that I have extremely high hopes. Maybe I'm silly for this, but I have extremely high hopes. Extremely high hopes for the Scarlet and Scarlet and Violet TCG. I think that Scarlet and Violet's going to be great for the game. I think that evolving Pokemon into Pokemon EX is fantastic. We're kind of going back to those. In the thing that I said again, and the thing is that when you have your multi-prize Pokemon evolve from single prize Pokemon, you have a more strategic game by nature, because your single prize Pokemon can pivot into a couple of options, and you can develop those options based on what your opponent is doing. It's not like I have my Inteleons are here and my Palkia is here, and my Palkia does broken Palkia things and my Inteleon does broken Inteleon things. It's like you can have the cards coexist more naturally together when they are combined, right? It's gonna be way better. And you have single prize Pokemon more naturally being incorporated into. How insane is it that Palkia V-Star has been power crept out? Look, that Palkia V-Star was like the most broken we had. Bro, consider the fact that Arceus and Palkia were like the two most broken cards of the era. Palkia, Mew VMAX, and Arceus define the Sword and Shield era, right? If we're going to define the Sword and Shield era with 3 Pokemon, it's Mew VMAX, Arceus V-Star, and Palkia V-Star. Those 3 cards defined the Sword and Shield era. Now it's Lugia. Now it's just Lugia, baby. It's Lugia. Lugia just wallops on all. Urshifu, completely forgotten, yes. Yes. So it's I'm extremely hopeful for. It's like ADP in the end. Yeah, true. I'm extremely hopeful for the Scarlet and Violet era. It seems like the game designers have kind of like, seen where the game has gone, and maybe they're ready to steer the ship back in another direction, I know X-Play points out that was all in the span of 1 year. I know. I know. But anyways, the Sword and Shield era brought us Gym Leader Challenge. Our frustrations, we were able to spin into something incredibly positive. So, and it is what it is. Card game design is going to fluctuate. I obviously love the Pokemon trading card game. It's gone through ups and downs. All competitive card games do. Charles says, you remember reading Shadow Rider for the poster? I thought Shadow Rider was the most broken like card ever printed. Yeah. And then, yeah, boy. It what with Gengar? Yeah, it was. It still is, just in a different format. True. True. Yep. That's facts. Yeah, apparently Shadow Rider's bananas in expanded format. All right, I got to take a look at my deck list, and actually, I have it right here. Well, let's go. I can take a look. Okay. We wanted the Absol, the Guzzlord, the Weezing, the Liepard, Zoroark. Oh, and the Mandibuzz was in here. I don't know about the Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz, all right. It's nice to have another attacker. Also, yeah, Mandibuzz never gets any time to shine, you know? Trash Crash. Yeah, we mixing it up. And Leer. I think I had Collect in there, but I think Leer is probably better. Paralysis. Soon, Icky. Yeah, soon. For sure. Soon. Yeah, any day now. You could X-Transceiver, flip heads. Colress, Raihan. Pokemon cards are always fun. I'm not a hater. I love Pokemon cards. I'm extremely passionate about Pokemon cards. That's why I have these discussions. I think that, you know, as someone now who's played the game for over a decade, I can offer a lot of, perspective on how the game has evolved over the course of 10 years. And I think that can be valuable, you know? See, I got Ball Guy and Piers. I don't think I'm playing Bridget. Marnie, Research. Let's see here. I like X-Maniac. Rosa's not... No, bro. Oh, I wanted Rare Candy. Rosa could be cool with Rare Candy. I got Cynthia. I do got Cynthia. Teammate's good. Tate and Liza kind of stinks, man. But I guess it's like a turn one switch if you want to get your... if you want to get your coughing into the active turn one, which is pretty good if you can do that. I had U-turn board kind of stunk. I was not a big fan of that card when I was playing it. We had Ordinary Rod. Devoured Field was our only stadium card. That makes sense. Okay. So we got Mandibuzz, Zoroark. We got all of our broken stage 1 Pokemon. Love that. All of our balls. Love that. Cynthia and Caitlin's kind of a stinker in this deck. You probably want more explosive draw cards like Erica's. We've got Air Balloon and Float Stone, which probably works, honestly. Those cards. Oh, we want the Scoop Up Net for the Absol, and then I want another way to reset that Absol. That's right, because the Absol's busted. So, yeah, this thing moves damage counters. It's insane. You could go Scoop Up Net. You could go Super Scoop Up, and we could go AZ if we want to really get spicy with it. I'm not sure that AZ is like... We could Grimsley. I know. I've thought about Grimsley. AZ, I think, is kind of cool. AZ is also a switch card, which is nice. I don't think I had... Well, we're going to put Dark Claw. I couldn't find a Dark Claw the other day, so I just played with just Muscle Band in the deck, but I would play Dark Claw for sure. Dark Claw is busted. Okay. So we got our Absol, our Crobat, our Liepard, our Weezing, our Mandibuzz, our Zoroark. We've got our Ordinary Rod and our Rescue Stretcher. We've got, I think, we've got Air Balloon and Float Stone. I don't know that we need all of those. Probably just Float Stone is fine. We've got Bird Keeper, AZ. Teammates, there's Hex in here now, which... I'm like medium on. I don't think that we actually need the Hex because we play Galarian Weezing, and we're just going to get Weezing into the active spot. We've got Town Map and Hisuian Heavy Ball, which I like. And Gold Dark Patch. Thanks for the heads up there. Yes, we'll fix that. Beautiful. Perfect. What other busted cards we got? Oh, we need Triple Acceleration Energy. For the Crobat. I thought about playing cards like, let's see, this deck has Titaniza, Erica's Hospitality. Did I put Erica's? I did. Okay. Cynthia Teammates. The list that I was playing in paper the other day had, let's see, Energy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's it. The other 10 more damage stadium is fine. I thought about Po-Town. Like, what if you catch your opponent slipping with the Po-Town? If you catch your opponent slipping with the Po-Town, you're eating good, dude. You're eating crazy if you get them to evolve. If you get them to evolve through Po-Town. Now, the odds of that happening are not extremely high. But if they did, oh my gosh, you're eating good. You could put Po-Town in. I thought about Po-Town and Gapejaw. Yeah. And, all right, you could do Po-Town, Gapejaw, and Magma. Yeah, bro. Okay. You could play all of these, right? The Golden Gapejaw. And then we're just pinging extra damage on them all the time. And then for every extra damage counter, you're like, oh my gosh. And you can move that damage with Absol and then just Crobat easily, right? I think I like that better than like Mandibuzz even. So I feel like we probably are just playing like Weezing, Liepard, Hoopa, Guzzlord, Zoroark. That's it. And Spikemuth? Oh my gosh. That's pretty sick. And we don't need the, because Guzzlord will hit the numbers you need. If you get any of these stadiums to stick, Guzzlord's hitting the numbers it needs. Definitely. Yeah. We got one card left to put in the deck. This is Stadium Gaming, definitely. We've got Floatstone. As far as our Switch cards go, we got enough Switch cards. We're chilling. I like the AZ being able to reset the Absol too is quite good. Muscle Band could be fine, but, like, do we really need it? We've got Dark Claw already. Oh, Rare Candy. I did kind of want Rare Candy. Yeah, allows you to just get that Crobat out of nowhere, yeah. Rare Candy is good. All right, what's our supporter situation looking like? Ball Guy, Birdkeeper, Colress Experiment, Cynthia, Eric's Hospitality. That's plenty of draw supporters. Oh yeah, let's full send this. Drawing cards with Golbat's good until you prize it. It also allows you to just get the Crobat out more quickly if you need to. All right, who wants to play? Anybody? Gym Leader Challenge match? Esna and Yoshi? Nice. Captain Nightfall? Perfect. I thought about special charge, but I think we're fine on the energy. Cool. All right. I do have town map. All right, before we get started, let me run to the bathroom real quick. Thank you guys for being here. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Let you guys predict on whether or not I will beat Esna. Game 1. Go ahead and predict. I will be right back. Thank you guys for hanging out. Make sure to check out fullgripgames.com while I'm away. Some of you aren't going to like my epiphany, but my epiphany is that Gapejaw and Magma Base are not good because everybody uses Bridget and Gloria to get their Pokemon into play. So, instead, I should play the Mandibuzz. All right. But I am going to keep the Potown because the Potown's sick. So I'm keeping that. But instead, we're putting Mandibuzz back in. It's a more dependable way to get damage on the board. The Zigzagoon I don't hate. It's cool for sure. Can't put Seviper in here because it's a Psychic type Pokemon. And we are playing Darkness type Gym Leader Challenge deck. I think Gloria doesn't need to be here. So then I can add one more supporter card like Tate and Liza or something like that, or Cynthia's Ambition. I think Cynthia's Ambition's probably chill. Or yeah, a Switch. Switch would be nice. Escape Rope could be nice. Escape Rope's cool. All right, let's game. Esna, what's your screen name again? I know, we've definitely... Oh, it's Esna. Great. Let's do it. Our Crobat 3 prize turn Darkness deck. Up against Esna's colorless deck. This should be a lot of fun. We're trying to be as degenerate as possible. Oh no. Well, this is fine. Actually, this hand is kind of cracked. In some ways. Getting a mulligan. Oh, I love this. Esna's playing the Archeops in a colorless deck. Cool. All right, I'm up against Esna's colorless deck with my darkness deck. We opened Absol and found Zubat off the mulligan. I've got a really strong opening hand with Scoop Up Net and Piers. We can use Piers to search our deck for Coughing, and Coughing can ascend into Wheezing. We also want to find that hiding darkness energy, and we can lock down Esna's abilities on the first turn of the game. So very excited about that. They can break this lock if they have a Gust card, but Wheezing is here and in charge. Now, unfortunately, we are getting End. I did like having the Golbat there and the Twin Energy, but it's fine. We'll see 6 new cards, and these are pretty good ones. We could evolve into Golbat and use its discrete draw ability to grab us a couple extra cards off the top of the deck. And the main idea of this deck is to stick Pokemon in the active with Galarian Wheezing and its neutralizing gas ability, which turns off all the opponent's abilities in play so long as it's in the active spot. And we're going to move that damage that we do with Severe Poison to the bench with Absol, and then we're going to take 3 prizes with Glorious Crobat. So let's go Nest Ball and start to set up our Liepard so that we can draw more cards with Trade. That seems really good. And then check our prizes, make sure that I'm not missing anything. Cool. We'll get Purloin. And then I want to Ultra Ball away Raihan and this Darkness Energy to go get Golbat and use Discreet Draw. So we'll do that. Draw 2 cards. And those are 2 really good cards. We'll gladly put Vullaby into play and go grab Zorua. And the great thing about the Phantom Transformation Zoroark in this deck is that if one of our important stage... Oh, and we got the Po-Town! Yes! Oh, Po-Town is going to be so gnarly. I really hope that Esna has to evolve some Pokemon through Po-Town. Po-Town puts 3 damage counters on a Pokemon if they evolve from hand. So if Esna evolves Bidoof or Minccino, right, then, or even this Rufflet, it's going to take 3 more damage counters from Po-Town. And then I can use my Absol to move those damage counters around and then take 3 prizes with Crobat, which is insane. It's absolutely nuts. So let's see what they decide to do. They got Tate and Liza to shuffle draw 5 cards. This Slakoth is built up, and they're just going to go for the Claw. They're not going to evolve. The Rufflet gets knocked out, which is actually not ideal for me because I want to keep that damage so that I can move that damage with Absol over to the Slakoth. I have access to Piers and Ball Guy. I can evolve into Crobat, which seems fine. Po-Town, and I take 3 damage from it, but that's fine. I mean, my Pokemon aren't built to stick around for a long time, so that's okay. And then I'm thinking that Ball Guy could just be solid for us. Search out a couple of balls, keep the hand. Seems good. So we'll Ball Guy, and we'll go get basically just Timer Ball is all we kind of want. And we hope to hit a heads. We don't. And, well, you know, sometimes you swing and you miss. That's okay. We'll just Severe Poison. And poison that Minccino. Unfortunately, we're not able to get our Liepard into play. I would have really liked that. Weezing is doing a great job with its neutralizing gas, just sticking things. And we're just trying to look for an opportunity. They have Guzma, though, so they can break the lock, and they are going to switch that Minccino to the bench. So now we have to see what Esna has in their hand. It's just going to be Lazy Howl. What does that do? If they attach a energy card to the defending Pokemon, my turn will end. Oh, no. That's fine. I can Mandibuzz, though, which can get me out of that. And then I really want to hit everything this turn. I want to do some crazy stuff. Okay. I think I can evolve into Mandibuzz. I take 3 damage counters. That's fine. We're going to bench this Guzzlord and just Juniper, and we're going to hit everything. Super Scoop Up. Oh, baby. And we got trade. Let's trade first. We're going to trade away the Colress's Experiment. And we find Darkness Energy. If I hit this Super Scoop Up, I'm taking 3 prizes right now. Let's go for it. Yeah, baby. And here comes Crobat. And you guessed it. It is time to Critical Bites. We'll bench this Vullaby as well. Critical Bites. That Minccino. Hold on. No, I need to Field Blower first. Dang it. All right, it's fine. This is fine. I have the Field Blower in my hand. This is fine. Dang it. Dang it. I'll have to wait till next turn. Hopefully nothing bad happens. I was so excited. I got a little ahead of myself. No. The pot helmet on the Minccino? This deck probably loses to the fast fighting deck. Probably. However, the fast fighting deck does damage itself. So we can really use that to our advantage with Mandibuzz resist fighting. All right, I'm just saying. What's up, Victor Natty with the 5 gifted subs? Thank you so much, Victor Natty. 273 total gifts so far to the channel. Let's get some hype in the chat for Victor. Thank you, Victor. Thank you. And welcome all new subs to the channel. All right, never punished. We're fine. Okay, now we can Field Blower that, evolve into Mandibuzz, and now we're chilling. And now we can take 3 prizes. Trade away the Erica's Hospitality. Yeah, that card probably ought to get cut, huh? And then we'll Critical Bites the Minccino finally for 3 prizes. Excellent. And now I've just got 2 prizes left, and we win. Wonderful. Green's Exploration can get Rare Candy and Slacking. Thank you. That blunder is entertainment at its best. I'm glad somebody's having fun. I'm glad that that's enjoyment for you guys. That's good. Yep. Po-Town kind of nasty with it. I think that this is my stadium of choice for this deck, for sure. Because I don't care if my guys take a little extra damage. That's fine. Evo Soda gets through Po-Town. It's worth noting. Okay. Yeah, Potown kind of nasty with it, dude. So they're going to go get Arkin. Lusamine, I could play Lusamine in here. Probably over that stinky Erica's. Wouldn't be terrible. The super scoop up was nuts. Just saying. We liked that. 2 prizes left to take. Let's win this game. Right now. How about it? All I need to do is find Dark Patch. Quick ball away this. It's in the deck. There are 8 cards in my deck. Oh, we basically have it. Cool. Let's trade away Lysander. And then Marnian, that's guaranteed. Yep. GG's, Esna. GG's. Thank you for the game. We go 3 prizes with Crobat, 2 prizes with Guzzlord. Bada boom, bada bing. The Cheaty Dark deck. Yeah, that was definitely a rough start for you, for sure. All right. Yoshi. Let's do it. Crobat kind of nuts with it. And Esna, we might, if there's not a long list, we'll see. It could get in there again. Yoshion. Verbank could be cool too. It's true. Three attacks, 6 prizes. Up against Yoshi's grass deck. Okay. We get a mulligan. That's good. I can't even play this Bird Keeper in my hand. You think Yoshi's going to start that Shaman? Definitely, right? Every time. 5 mulligans? Yes, please. How did I not get any good cards off of 5 mulligans? How is my opening hand still bad? Okay, well, playing against Yoshi's grass deck with my broken dark deck. We've got 5 mulligans to start the game, and I still don't have any playable cards except for that darkness energy. Bang. That is sad. We've got Wheezing in our hand. I would like to be able to get that Wheezing into the active spot on turn 2 so that I can shut down Yoshi's abilities with neutralizing gas. And it looks like I'm going to get End, which is the correct thing to do when your opponent has a 10-card opening hand. Ironically, this 6-card hand is a lot stronger than the 10-card hand I was working with earlier. We've got a lot of great options. So Yoshi just has to go for the turn 1 Synthesis, which can attach an extra energy to Shining Genesect. What's cool is that next turn, Yoshi could Gaia Blaster by using Energy Reload to move an energy from Turtwig to Shining Genesect. I've got Nest Ball, and hopefully Coughing is in the deck. It is. I already saw the Wheezing. We've got Golbat, Crobat, and Zubat, Purloin, and Liepard, Zorua, and Zoroark. Something I really like about the Phantom Transformation Zoroark is that it helps you to stream your powerful stage 1s, and if you happen to prize Zubat or something, it's also another out to get Golbat and Crobat into play, which is super cool. We're gonna Guzma up the Shining Genesect, and I am going to ascend into Wheezy, baby. Let's go. Galarian Wheezing in the house, neutralizing gas, now turning off all of Yoshi's abilities. And we'll see if Yoshi has a supporter card. Verseeker for another N. All right. That's cool. Had Piers, so I was going to be able to, start setting up a Pokemon, but my hand wasn't fantastic, so I don't mind an N for sure. And they just have to pass. Cannot use energy reload to move that energy thanks to Weezing's neutralizing gas. Now, I've got a little bit of an awkward Juniper. I'm not really trying to play that and discard all of these really good cards. But I feel like we got to. So let's do it. Juniper it is. 7 new cards. We've got Hisuian Heavy Ball, which will get me nothing, actually, because I'm pretty sure I didn't prize anything. Maybe Vullaby? Absol and Vullaby. Okay. So we'll take, and I prize Quick Ball. We'll take Absol, I think. Yeah, for sure. And then let's bench Guzzlord. I can Ball Guy next turn. We're going to attach a Darkness Energy to Guzzlord and Severe Poison. Now we need to start setting up our Zoroark so that I can keep this Galarian Weezing going back-to-back turns, right? So that's the idea. Is even like, usually it's really difficult to knock out one Galarian Weezing, and having to knock out 2 Galarian Weezings, especially with an ability-reliant deck like the Grass deck, can be quite troubling. And the strategy of the Absol is to stick something with Galarian Weezing and Severe Poison it, and then you can use Absol to shuttle that damage off to somebody else. It looks like Yoshi is able to break that ability lock with Guzma. You got to figure every deck plays Guzma and Boss's Orders, and some even play Escape Rope. So they usually have 2 to 3 ways to break your Galarian Weezing ability lock, which is one of the things that keeps that card balanced in the format, is that it is definitely counterable. All you have to do is move it, and then you are free to use your abilities. This Guzzlord is a little bit of a hefty dude, so I'm not exactly stoked that he's going to be stuck here in the active unless I top deck a Versus Seeker or a Bird Keeper or something like that. It's probably going to have to live with Guzzlord there for another turn. And the Grass deck is really starting to ramp up now, because they can, start to evolve all of their Pokemon. I've got Piers, and Guzzlord has 150 hit points, so not the easiest dude to knock out. If Yoshi does have Rare Candy Venusaur in his hand, he could potentially take a knockout next turn. But I don't think that I'm really super close to getting KO'd otherwise. So I think I'm okay to just Ball Guy, then Piers for the double. Okay. I did get rid of 1 double already. So we're going to Ball Guy first, and we get these. And then make sure my other double's in the deck. It is. There's only 2 Darkness left in my deck? Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Okay. It's fine. So we're going to get these. And then we're going to Level Ball for Zubat. And I've already got Golbat in my hand. And then we'll attach this energy here. And we're going to Mountain Munch. Yeah. And discard the top card of Yoshi's deck. It's a Grass energy. That's fine. I think Guzzlord is safe. I think so. And then what's really cool is that Absol can actually move damage counters. All right, looks like I'm getting Marnied. Absol can move damage counters to the Zarude so that I can take this knockout with Red Banquet if I need to. This is actually a really solid Erica's Hospitality. This is why we play the Erica's Hospitality, all right? Erica's Hospitality is one of those supporters you're like, he's got the rare candy. No. 2468. Still short, right? Still short. It's still short. No, we could do it with... Oh, this is terrible. Okay. This is terrible. This is fine. Oh my gosh, what a draw off of that end. That's crazy. Okay. But I'm still going up with Wheezing next turn. Torterra is live. Okay. That's crazy. That is a crazy end. The rare candy Venusaur is incredibly good there. Okay, let's... Erica's Hospitality. Po Town. Town Map. Not hitting any basics there is quite bad. But that's okay. We'll attach a Dark Energy and Severe Poison. With one more energy drop, that Shining Genesect can knock me out. Escape Rope, I'm actually okay with that. I think. Because it keeps my... He's got his abilities. Can Evo Press, yes, and can use Roserade. All right, so I can potentially take 3 prizes on Roserade. We'll see what he decides to get. Galadian needs to go grab something. It is Thwackey, which makes sense, which is also going to eat 3 Yes, so the Po Town is putting in work. Okay. There are now 3 evolutions, so it is doing enough damage to knock out my Wheezing, which is tough. Oh, this thing's got free retreat. We're going with that. Because there's a world where I top deck, or if I can get Crobat, man, where that would be insane. Okay, let's do this and Colress. I really need to find some stuff. Okay. That's not quite enough stuff. If Teammates was in the discard pile, that would be quite good. I could knock out the Thwackey right now, but I don't know that that's worth it. Well, then this thing would be doing... Yeah, I could knock out the Thwackey right now. Which does help to slow them down. That's fine. We'll do that. And then I get to take a prize, which is like also nuts. So I'm probably going to take the... If I take the Quick Ball... Or if I take the Teammates, I don't have like any... It's got 50. I've got Marnie in my hand. We've got Vullaby. Vullaby's probably quite good. Can help me set up my... So we'll do that. And then we're going to come back in and we're just going to Severe Poison. Okay, that's what we're doing. So we're doing this. And having the Vullaby down will help me to set up a knockout where I can take 3 prizes. I do kind of want... I don't know that I have enough gas in the tank to actually set up Guzzlord this game, so I think I have to kind of go without it. Thank you. Jamolins Rocks for that Prime sub in the 9 months. Appreciate you. Thank you. Got the second energy for the Torterra. Gonna go to 3 prizes remaining and knock out my Galarian Weezing, which I don't love, but there isn't any, you know, Rillaboom in play, so that's good. Got a free Retreater. As far as our supporters go, we got Zorua there. Let's rescue Stretcher and shuffle 3. We're going to put Coughing Wheezing Hoopa back into the deck. And then you've got 110 hit points. I mean, I can knock out this Torterra with Versus Seeker. I can knock out the Torterra with just Hoopa. I could just go get Hoopa and take that knockout. Sure. This doesn't seem correct. There are so many Pokemon in my deck. It's fine. It gets an extra energy into play, which is why I don't hate it, because I'm very low on energy in my deck right now. So I do that, and then the poison knocks it out. It's the reason why I don't absolutely hate that play. And then I will go down to 4 prizes left, but the problem is I need to get 3 prizes left so that I can win. I'll grab Quick Ball, set up another Pokemon. I could potentially knock out this Genesect. We've got Marnie in our hands. This has been tough for sure. We're so close. I felt like there's a couple things that just didn't quite click our way. It was that rare candy. It was definitely and here goes my Zubat. It was definitely and I think that this is probably just game. I don't think that I can win after this, but we'll see. I think it was that rare candy Venusaur turn. That ruined everything. Okay, we'll promote Vullaby. And Quick Ball away Liepard. Go get Zorua and Marnie. I mean, no, I can't. All right, GG's Yoshi. You got it. It was that, I think it was that rare candy Venusaur turn really got me there. That was a good game though. Captain Nightfall, you're up. I'll get you again, Yoshi. For sure. Always a pleasure. Dang. I know that this deck is... Oh, yeah. We'll see. If I don't have any other challengers, I would love to, Yoshi, for sure. Let me get this game in with Captain Nightfall first. We'll go second. Yeah, you got it, Wheats. I'll definitely get you in. I know I think I missed you the other day. Birdkeeper's so bad. We need to cut this card immediately. Playing against... Oh. Playing against Captain Nightfall's grass deck. I've got Birdkeeper in my opening hand, which cannot draw you any cards if you do not have another benched Pokemon. So I don't necessarily love this card here because I can't use it to draw cards, which is what I need to do so desperately. Birdkeeper theoretically is in the deck. A furry Sody girl? Yeah, it would be nuts, right? Birdkeeper is theoretically in the deck so that you can reuse Hoopa and stuff, but Culver's Experiment is sick. I ain't gonna take no Culver's Experiment hate. Erica's Hospitality. Okay. And unfortunately, I don't really have anything there. But next turn, I was able to use Erica's Hospitality in order to get Piers. And next turn, I can ascend into Weezing, which is fine. And I've got Dark Patch. We're chilling. So a little bit of an awkward opening hand, but we were able to buff it out. Purloin is... You're telling me there's not a better Purloin than this? There's got to be a better Purloin than this. Discard a tool attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon. We can do better. Yeah, we definitely got like the B tier supporters in our opening hand this game. We got Erica's and Birdkeeper. Like, they're there because we can't afford to dead draw. Now, Lurantis is really cool because Lurantis makes it so that your grass and fire Pokemon do 20 more damage, so they're going to be able to hit bigger numbers with their grass deck. We will gladly use Piers, and we want to get Coughing and ascend into Weezing, and we're going to get the Hiding Darkness energy. So we'll grab that, Hiding Dark to the Coughing, retreat into our fella, and ascend into Weezing. And now Weezing's neutralizing gas ability is stopping these grass abilities from working unless Captain Nightfall has a Guzma or a Boss's Orders to move the Weezing. It looks like they do not. Typically, they would be able to use Grottle's Sun-Drenched Shell to go get Roserade, and Roserade's little Parfum ability allows you to get whatever you want out of your deck. But, that's a no-go right now. We're going to Versus Seeker for another Piers, because that actually, ironically, is exactly what we want. So, let's Piers for... We could do the funny... I mean, I might as well start setting up this Crobat. Yeah. We're going to do that for sure. Let's do it. And then I can get a Twin Energy, and we can just start setting up the saucy Crobat play. So we'll do that. I can attach Twin to Zubat, and we'll Severe Poison. Then I can use Golbat to draw some cards. I can Dark Patch to the Golbat if I want to, evolve into Crobat, who's already right here, right? If I can find Absol, I can move some damage counters to my opponent's bench so that I can set up this Crobat's critical bites. Charles, I think the Capture Energy would be a really good... and here's Absol. Perfect, perfect. I think Capture Energy would be a great call in this deck for sure. We're going to Discreet Draw for 2. We find Level Ball, which is solid. We can go get Zorua. And then we can retreat into Golbat and Birdkeeper back into Weezing. We find Quick Ball, and I want to Cursed Eyes some of these damage counters to the Roselia so that it doesn't get knocked out, which is really good. It's one of the reasons I really love that card in this deck. And we'll Quick Ball away N and get Vullaby. Cool. And then we're just going to pass. And if I can find Scoop Up Nets or
super scoop up. I can use Cursed Eyes, set up the Roselia, Crobat it for some extra prize cards. I know. Look at look how cute Vullaby is. Yo, the Hoppips only got 40 hit points. I'm eating good, bro. I'm eating real good. So now the Lurantis is finally going to get KO'd, coming back into my turn, and we can see how Galarian Weezing was able to completely shut down this grass strategy. And they're going to choose to promote Torterra. I've got Field Blower, or we'll remove that. Dark Patch to the Golbat. Crobat. Want to put the Floater on the Purloin, I think. And then we will gladly Juniper for 7 cards. We find AZ, Town Map, and Mandibuzz. So that's fine. I can use AZ to fix the Absol math next turn. And we can attach this Darkness Energy to Mandibuzz. And then let's Severe Poison. And the reason we put the AZ in the deck is so that we could use Absol again, because it's that good, right? Got Tate and Liza to Shuffle Draw 5. And we got some saucy plays coming up. They've only got 2 energy, so they're not necessarily knocking out. Oh, not the silent laugh. No, that's my Absol, bro. Oh. No. Played that Field Blower too soon. Okay. I got a game plan. I will AZ the Absol. And that's fine. I can knock out this Torterra with my Crobat. It's got 70 hit points left. Poison. We'll put it to 30 hit points left, and then we Critical Bites for knockout on the Torterra. No! Do not do this. Leave my Crobat. No, bro. You're not knocking out my Crobat. Oh, so sad. Okay. It's fine. With the counter energy, I'm so ill, but it's okay. We've got Galarian Weezing. And I think I got rid of my rare candy this game. Was that this game? Yes. Okay. So let's Ordinary Rod. And just the Pokemon back. Okay, we're going to shuffle back in you guys. No, actually, if I left the Golbat in the discard pile, I could evolve into... Oh, I could have evolved into... Yeah, that's a huge misplay for sure. That's fine. You got 70 hit points left. I can't do anything there. We have to go... Do I have a stage 1 in my discard? I should have kept the Golbat in the discard pile. That is a huge missed opportunity. Let's Raihan to Mandibuzz. Whatever, dude. I might get in there. And then we want to go get Potown. Okay. This is actually a gnarly play. I'm really happy about this. Potown. And then we can use Absol to move these damage counters here. And then we're hitting perfect math on the Torterra to knock it out. So we Severe Poison. And now that Torterra's gone. So that's pretty cool. And now there's just little guys left, which is nice. We'll take that. And then we can also go get a Draw Supporter, which we will gladly take. Paradio, happy Thanksgiving to you as well. There's little guys left. Potown, if they have to evolve through, that's fantastic for us. Yeah, Mandibuzz can Brave Bird. I mean, I'm just saying. It can Brave Bird. 120 damage can get in there when you need it to. I'm really loving this Cursed Eyes ability. This is something like... I think that this I think the Cursed Eyes is really good with Galarian Wheezing. Like turbo good. Wait, hold up. Who are you smacking with the Bird Keeper play? Yeah, who are you hitting? We've got Colress for big. I like that. Yeah, can't take any knockouts with the... Wait. Why didn't you swing? No one because of Wheezing. True. It's an ability. True. 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 Oh, man. Yeah, I hate to see it. Okay. Let's Colress. Yeah, Wheezing said none of that nonsense for sure. Okay, so we got a solid hand. I could Ultra Ball. If I wanted to go set something up, but I don't necessarily need to. I think I can just Severe Poison again. I don't even need to attach. Kind of just like vibing here, really. I've got the Scoop Up Net on the Absol. Love that. The Potown is so sick. I just love the Wombo combo of this Potown. That's so gnarly. We've got such a fun little, like... I love the cohesiveness of everything, right? Like, you got the Potown, the Wheezing, the Mandibuzz, the Absol. It all just, like, does a lot of chip damage, which is super cool. I'm definitely a little sussed out by this Hoppip. Like, what you doing? What you doing over here? I definitely Field Blower the tool, the scary tool, right? 30 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Yeah, if they do that twice, that's kind of gnarly. And then we can finally Ball Guy this next turn. And I'm actually probably going to... Ah, oh, man, I should have kept the Golbat in my discard pile so that I could transform. Yeah. But that's fine. Failing the Nest Ball. They've got a Net Ball for a Grass Energy onto Rowlet. Sure. And sack the Roselia. U-turn board, and they're chilling. Cool. So let's go. Let's Ball Guy. I can go get Zubat again. That's fine. We'll just do it that way. Sure. I mean, I could just go get Guzzlord and just start powering up the Guzzy. There's too many little guys out here. I think it's about time we just... But there's so many little guys, I could take 3 prizes on them with... Yeah, man. I could take 3 prizes instead of 2. It's so much better. Okay, we'll put an energy here. And... Escape Rope. I think I want to Escape Rope because they committed that U-turn board to the Roselia. And Josie, unfortunately, I don't think that that's going to be a very competitive card in standard formats. Power level is just not there. And then we're going to Severe Poison this Petalil. 4 damage counters. That's fine. We got Cynthia, Scoop Up Net, Ultra Ball. Big chillin'. Huge chillin'. Ready to go. So much damage. Thank you, Cheese Whiz, for that tier 1 sub in the 5 months. That's what's up. I'm glad you're enjoying some Gym Leader Challenge. Po Town strikes again. And they've got Wally to get it straight into Decidueye. Wally actually goes through Po Town because it's from the deck, which is interesting. If they manage to knock out the Weezing, I can just transform Zoroark back into Weezing and then do it some more. I got Roserade, but Roserade's Le Parfum ability. Let's see who we got. We're taking Liepard finally, I think. Roserade's Le Parfum ability not working because of the Weezing. So we'll do this. And we want to Ultra Ball away Heavy Ball and Guzzlord. Go get Golbat. We'll Golbat for a couple of cards. Yeah. Okay, we get the B-String and the Zoroark. What do you do? 80 damage to one of your opponent. Oh, this is all of a sudden quite scary. I really don't love that. All right, let's Cynthia. Okay, I've got options. Lots of them. 80 to the active is like ironically exactly what they need to do. And I know they have Roserade in their hand. I think I can afford to let them take 2 prizes. I think I can. Let's trade away Hoopa. I've got Scoop Up Nets. That's fine. I think it's still correct to deny them the... It's like, if they do it, they'll probably take out Weezing and Golbat, right? So then... I should have Super Rod still... Do I have Super Rod in this deck? I don't think I actually have Super Rod in this deck. Oh, they're going to Guzma to break the ability lock. I don't think I have Super Rod. Am I out of recovery cards? There's only 4 cards left in my deck. I've got the Ordinary Rod. Should at least be Rescue Stretcher. I think I definitely want to play Super Rod in this deck. They've got Guzma. They can bring up Zoroark, and they can knock out Zoroark and Weezing, or Zoroark and Golbat, either one of those. The Roserade is going to eat some damage, which is cool. Yes, I don't love this tracking shot with my Po Town. That's not great. I don't think that I have enough basic darkness energy to be able to power up Guzzlord. That's a situation I'm mildly concerned about. All right, so they just got tracking shot. I think I'm chilling. Yeah, they're going to knock out both those, which makes sense. So then I think I'm just still totally vibing, though. We send up Weezing. And then I've got Rescue Stretcher to put dudes back into the deck. You've got 110. What if I did 60 plus 40 is still not enough? Dang it. We're so close. I think we go... I could just knock it out with whoever, right? I can just knock it out with Hoopa right now. That's probably just the most reasonable thing to do. There's not like a lot of put a Pokemon from your discard pile in your hand. Yeah, let's just do that. Just go get Hoopa. 110, you know. I'm not going to trade because we're right here. Just got the Dark Claw. Retreat. And let's just Assault Gate for the knockout. It's my B-String turn, but I do not have any energy in my deck at all. Let's grab Super Scoop up. KO with Guzzlord? I do not have... I have 3 cards in deck. I don't think I have the energy. Yeah. I need to put Super Rod in here. I do. That was a card that I forgot, I think. I don't know if my original list had Super Rod. I'm looking at it right now. But Super Rod is a card that would give us a little bit of extra energy. No, I don't have Super Rod in my original list either, which we might need to consider it just because your B-String turns, you really want those. And now we are able to just win the game. So let's do it, GG's. We've got Scoop Up Net on the Absol. That's right. Move that over there. Knock out the Roserade. Bada boom, bada bing. Guzma up your Skiploom. And retreat. And we've got the Hoopa knockout for game. Okay, we were able to do it. The Absol is crazy. I'm telling you, the Absol is crazy. All right. Wheat, you're up. The Absol is definitely nuts. It fixes your number, and it's like with Wheezing, it's so cool. It's from Roaring Skies. Before Evolving Skies, there was Roaring Skies. Let me tell you about Roaring Skies. Yo, what's up, Resala? What's up, Resek? Yo, thanks for being here. Yeah, make sure to check out gymleaderchallenge.com. There's a lot of really cool getting started guides. You just want to pick your favorite type and then kind of dive in. We're playing against Wheat's Dragon deck. We're going first. We've got Absol in the active spots. We'll start with Hisuian Heavy Ball and Guzzlord's prized. We definitely don't mind getting the Guzzlord. Now, the interesting thing about the Dragon matchup is that, is that they don't have a lot of abilities that they really rely on. So Weezing's not going to be as strong, but Guzzlord is still quite good. We also don't have a very strong opening hand, unfortunately. So let's level ball, and I think that our best bet is going to be to grab Purloin and hope that we can find an out to Liepard, and then we'll pass. We'll see what Wheat has got going on in their opening hand. They've got Lance, pretty much the best supporter for your Dragon-type deck. You can go search your deck for 3 Dragon Pokemon and put them into your hand. That is a phenomenal opening for Wheat. I do have Teammates, so if Wheat takes a knockout, I can respond, but you hate to sit around with a responsive supporter like Teammates and just wait until... Yo, good stuff, Resek. Yeah, awesome. And just have fun with it. That's really what it's all about. Just have fun, dive in. I really suggest checking out pkmncards.com. You can adjust the search settings on pkmncards.com to allow you to search all cards of a specific type, which really helps to build your Gym Leader Challenge deck. Wheat's got a great opening with Lance. I'm going to search out Gibble, Regidrago, and Drampa, and then we'll take a bite. Funny enough, Zygarde is kind of the worst starter For the Dragon deck, since Judgment Surge does 40 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each prize card they've taken. So, like, if I haven't taken any prize cards, it's really not doing anything. I definitely don't want to gust anything, but I will put down this Potown to see if I can't sneak some damage counters onto Gible. And then I think I'm just attaching an energy to Guzzlord, and we're going to pass. That's it. I got town map. Who's prized? What you got? Oh, yeah, we love to see that. Double dragon prize. They got the instant counter for my Potown, which is sad. And Gible. Unfortunate thing is, though, that they will probably be the one to take the first prize card. And since they will be the one to take the first prize card, they will be able to just go get that double dragon energy, which is quite sad. Unless something changes here real quick and I'm able to get into a draw supporter. They've got research too. Dang, they're really popping off. Okay. Yeah, the turn 1 lands, turn 2 research. Yeah, to my dead draw. Oh no. That's not great. The Martial Arts Dojo is a really cool card in the Dragon deck, allowing your fighting type Pokemon, or allowing your Dragon Pokemon with a fighting energy attached to hit some bigger numbers if you're behind on prizes. So that is certainly quite cool. Got experience share, sure. And they take a bite. We got Nest Ball, still kind of sputtering, spinning my wheels. But that's okay. We'll grab Zubat and pass. We'll find a draw card eventually. I'm sure of it. The tough thing about this is that Gabite can just use Dragon Call to go set up this Dragonite while I have to just sit here and watch it because I'm not doing anything. No, Ibrahim, it's not. This is a different deck. This is a Crobat-focused list. They got Druddigons, a full bench. All the dudes are out. If they put a basic fighting energy onto the Zygarde, they can actually take a knockout on my Absol, because Martial Arts Dojo will increase that damage by 10. Volkner. Volkner. Volkner, eh? For Pokénav. Pokénav. Lightning energy. Oh, we attack it with Dragon. This is not the Dragonite I think it is. This is not that Dragonite at all. Yeah, that is a different Dragonite. Okay. Noted. Cool. More responsive supporters. That's fine. I think we just have to sit here and let it happen. It's the Hurricane one, isn't it? Yes. I think you're going to lose just about any game of Gym Leader Challenge where you sit around and wait for your opponents to set up their entire board. So this is just unfortunate. The Energy Hurricane one, that is spicy. Wow, 180 damage. Accelerate 3 energy into play. That's pretty cracked. Sheesh. The new Dragonite. That's pretty cool, man. That is pretty cool. Okay. I see what we got going on. Bite will take the knockouts. So what can I do? Okay. Promote Guzzlord. course we top deck Juniper. Of course we do. It's teammates. Of course. Of course we top deck Juniper. Naturally. It's the perfect time to top deck a Juniper. Get these guys. A little discreet draw for 2. And we find Twin Energy. And then we've got Liepard. And we can trade away Raihan. And we find Vullaby, which is cool. And I think I'm going to Field Blower these. They took the double dragon off the prizes. What the heck? Mountain Munch. Here's to hoping that they don't. They just go get Flowstone with a Venture Bag, retreats, and then, yeah. We're losing this game for sure. I don't think that there's any, at this point, we're so far behind. The Flowstone, Pot Helmet, Double Dragon Energy onto the Dragonites. Yes, this is all very good. Energy Hurricane can just get the whole board loaded up. Right? Everybody's huge. So what can we do? Is there anything we can do? Huh. The new Dragonite's cool because it can just get you more energy into play. Definitely like that. What can I do? Oh, man. This is tough. Okay. Yeah, that's a crazy attack for sure. Here's Vullaby. Like a teammates, that just feels terrible. I don't think I can do this. I think it's been. I think I've. Yeah. Probably gonna be a scoop it up kind of situation. All right, you checkmated me, Wheat. You got this. Run it back one more time, Wheat. We'll give you do one more. Bad variance, bro. Bad variance. Yeah, that was gnarly for sure. I'll go second this game. GG's, Wheat. You're right, Victor. That's true. Okay. Vullaby. Chilling. Going second against Wheat's Spicy Dragon deck. We've got a pretty solid opening hand with Town Map, Nest Ball, Golbats, Vullaby as our starter. and Professor Juniper. This dragon deck is playing the Dragonites from Silver Tempest, which is tough to power up, but once Energy Hurricane gets online, it is absolutely devastating in this dragon deck because you can use Energy Hurricane to accelerate all of the best energy onto your dragon Pokemon that take all these different kinds of energy in order to attack. So it's really strong for that. We would still like to get Weezing into the active spots early. Weezing can turn off Dragon's Horde, which is good, and can slow down Gabites. But the thing about this dragon deck, it is not very ability reliant. So you can, really just get a double dragon into play and then start using Giant Fangs for 160. So Weezing's not going to do a great job slowing this dragon deck down. Got Nest Ball, Coughing's in the deck. We do have Weezing also, which is good. And we got Golbat in our hands. I don't want to end my opponent at all, but I don't want to Juniper away this Golbat and the B-String. So, what do? This is a tough situation. We've got Liepard in the deck. Do I have any basic Pokemon prized? Zubat, Purloin, Zorua is prized. That's fine. We'll let the town map rip. Yeah, and Zoroark's prized, so go ahead. That's fine. Then we have to decide if we want to N or Juniper. I think we're probably best off using Juniper just because that 2-card hand, we do not want to give them more fuel there. So we'll get Purloin and Juniper. We find Escape Rope, but I also drew into my Weezing, so I cannot get a turn 1 Weezing, unfortunately. Could be okay to just go for the Paralysis with Vullaby. I don't hate that. Also, actually just 90 damage with Hoopa is quite good, so I think that's probably better. So let's do that. We'll get the Regidrago out of the active spots. Go with Hoopa's Assault Gate. 90 damage is important because we can move that damage later with our Absol. So I definitely don't mind that. We've got Guzma and Birdkeeper, so we can continue to apply pressure with our Hoopa. If we can find a pivot card or a free retreater, we might need to Birdkeeper for a turn, maybe go into Weezing. Taking a look at our prize cards, we have the Rare Candy prized, so I do have to Ordinary Rod that Golbat back into the deck in order to get Crobat into play. Water Energy onto Regidrago and Dragon's Horde will allow them to draw a couple more cards. Adventure Bag's a neat little card as well. But fails to find, just wants to draw more cards with Dragon's Horde. And we're hoping that maybe we can get away without them playing a big draw supporter. Lance is fine. Can go get them Gibble and Dratini so they can start setting up their Pokemon. I like seeing the little guys because I can... Okay, we've got, guaranteed attack. So let's go Birdkeeper. The Gibble's probably we could just Guzma. Nah, let's Birdkeeper into Coughing. We find the Darkness Energy. So we just want to go. But if they have the Grass Energy, they just knock out my Weezing, which is quite annoying, but that's fine. They still can't use their abilities, and then I could potentially finish them off with I could potentially finish them off with Hoopa. Yeah, probably. We definitely needed to draw cards there, so that's fine. We do that. Now they can't use Dragon Call, which is at least, like, decent for me. And we're really hoping on our top deck. They did attach the water instead of grass. They probably don't have the grass in their hand. They do not. That is great. Yes, we really wanted one more turn here. We really wanted that one more turn. That is quite good. Okay. So now we've got Rescue Stretcher, which we don't want to play. We've got a Darkness Energy, which we don't want to attach. We can attach to Vullaby. That's fine. It's not wasted on Vullaby. And we just pass another turn. They can't use Dragon's Horde to draw cards because of neutralizing gas. We got Town Map. Oh, 2 grass prized. Woo! That stings. That is going to make attacking with these guys a little bit more difficult for sure. And that Regidrago is probably getting knocked out coming into my turn, which is going to allow me to hand select a prize card. Though there are no draw supporters in my prizes, so that means there's one on the top of my deck. For sure. They can hard retreat to save the Regidrago, and it looks like that's just what they're doing to try and buy more time. We've got Marnie, but I don't know that I actually want to use it. I feel like I like having that. I want to keep that 120 damage there. Bad. Let's just Severe Poison. All right, one more turn. I don't want to give them Marnie yet. And I want to keep that 120 there because I could knock that out for 3 prizes with Crobats later, right? So if we can just kind of like neutralizing gas and get damage on everybody, that's how we win. All right, I will... I will Marnie now. That's fine. Okay. Because I need to draw cards too, you know? I can't just sit here not doing anything. Man, how are these cards still bad? What the heck? We'll put Po-Town into play. And I got nowhere to attach this energy, really. I'll just keep the poison up. I was thinking, like, surely I don't got any supporters in my hand. Viridian. That's fine. They got a basic fighting energy. There's no way they have Garchomp this turn, right? No, they're just getting it prepped. Now, they got rid of Avery, so that means they have a supporter in their hand that they like more than Avery. They do have Garchomp. There's no way... you can't Sonic Slip because of neutralizing gas. This could get problematic real quick. If I don't get a decent supporter off the top of the deck, this could get real ugly. I Marnied myself thinking that surely I would... All right, we're getting Marnied. Fine. Oh, like, surely there's some decent supporter cards right there. And here we go. Okay. This is the 4-card hand I wanted. Not that previous 4-card hand was garbage. This is the 4-card hand we've been wanting. So we've got the situation lined up pretty well. We let this Zygarde get knocked out. We take the rare candy off the prizes. Okay. They promote somebody else, which is like bad choices all around, right? they're sending up Drudagon. We've got a Darkness Energy. We'll promote, or we'll bench the Zubat, and then I am just going to attach to Zubat and pass. Yeah. Because I don't want to damage the Drudagon. The Drudagon's got 30 hit points. That's the magic number. It's the magic number. It's at 30. I want to keep that. Why take one prize when I could take 3? Yeah. We just want to keep the ability lock up. That's it, really. I mean, I'm kind of chilling on the whole attacking thing. I can go in with Crobat and take 3 prizes on it later. And I don't want to clean this up because, like, what if they play Super Scoop Up or Scoop Up Net or something, right? And I want them to have 2 heavily damaged Pokemon on their board, not just 1. Because they could just play Scoop Up Net or something, and then that plan is ruined. So we want to keep things right here. They got double Dragon Energy on the Dragonair. That's fine. They're going to come up with Garchomp and Dragon Blade for the knockout. They discard the top 2 cards of their own deck, which is fine. And then we send up our brave little Zubats. And we've got Evolution Incense for Crobats. We rare candy into Crobats. And we Raihan to the Vullaby. And go get the Twin Energy out of our deck. We attach the Twin Energy, and we Critical Bite, taking a knockout on Drudagon, and we'll take our 3 prize cards. We want Zorua, Zoroark, and double colorless energy. There we go. So they've got some really big dudes set up. But if I can Crobat this, I win. So that's all we need to do. Really, I don't have a lot left. I don't have a lot of work left to do. That was a big Crobat there. 3 prize cards with Critical Bite is absolutely insane. I mean, that's half the game's prizes with 1 attack. We definitely wanted to get the Zoroark out because Zoroark is going to allow me to transform into like Golbat, whatever. I'll have options, which is really good. So we wanted to prioritize getting that out because I think the way that I lose is if I just run out of Pokemon to attack with. So we wanted to make sure that we had that option. Another good thing we can do is we can attack with Guzzlord for the game-winning 2 prizes. So I have both Guzzlord and Crobat as potential ways to win the game. I can also find Absol and move this damage off of the Regidrago onto something like Dragonite or whatever. You can see Wheat has really set up their board now. They're using Energy Hurricane. They're going to get a ton of basic energy into play, which is really cool to see. I mean, they're going to be able to power up Zygarde. They're going to be able to power up... Oh, actually, they're kind of low on basic energy, aren't they? I guess so. They prized a couple. Yep. So just 1 from the deck onto Zygarde. Still good, though. They've got the experience share to help. We'll promote to Vullaby. Erica's Hospitality is definitely a good card to play right now. For 5 is better than just Shuffle Draw 6. So we'll take that every time. Erica's, we find Liepard. And we've got trade. I think we trade and discard the Cynthia. We find Field Blower. I think that we're okay going Hiding Dark onto Vullaby. Could be like a Pot Helmet or something crazy. I think I want to save the Field Blower for now. We'll retreat for free into Hoopa and just Assault Gate the Dragonite. It's good to get more damage on the board. I like that. We've finally got our draw really set up. If we can find Absol, we can start to finagle some of this damage around. I mean, really, if I find Absol, we win. Because I just need to evolve into... This dude does 120. So I can move 30 here, and then 120 here, and we win. So that's kind of cool. So we got, like, a lot of different win cons right now. Because of the damage on our board, we can just use that to our advantage. And you can see how the Galarian Weezing early is just a part of this strategy, getting the extra damage onto the opponent's board so that by the time we get into the mid to late game, we could use that damage to our advantage, move it around, and take bonus prizes by mathing things out perfectly. Wheat's got a pretty tough situation to be in, kind of trying to decide who they need to take out. And I think that this is a reasonable play, gusting up the Vullaby. It's got 3 energy on it, right? So that makes sense. Let's promote Zorua. And first, let's see, I've got Versus Seeker, so I could N, I could Birdkeeper, I could Raihan. Okay, first let's trade. I'll trade and discard the Colress's Experiment. Probably Verse Seeker, it's fine. All right, find Scoop Up Net and Piers. So I've got... We kind of want Guzma. I don't think I have Guzma. Let's evolve into Zoroark. And then I can transform into... Weezing's not bad. Yeah, that's actually super good. I could also Phantom... No. Let's Phantom Transformation into Weezing. Weezing's pretty good. And then I can Piers for the Absol to take a guaranteed knockout. So we go here, Piers, get Absol, and sure, Triple Excel. Yeah, there's like no energy left in my deck, but that's fine. We... Okay, Absol. Yeah. Move that here. And take the Darkness energy. And then we've turned off their abilities. We'll Field Blower these 2 cards. And we'll put Dark Claw onto Hoopa. 14 cards left in deck, that's fine. We go Severe Poison. Okay, so there we go. We should have game next turn. We should. But I'm trying to figure out, like, how could I possibly lose, right? We're trying to set up game multiple ways. So Wheat's got 7 cards left in the deck. By transforming into Wheezing, we make it so that this Garchomp will take 4 more damage counters. We want to set up win on both Garchomp and Dragonite, right? And that's kind of like what our strategy is. Now, if they have Crystal Cave, that would be really, really bad. I haven't seen it yet, but Crystal Cave would be disastrous. It looks like they don't have that. Thank you, Sarah. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate the compliments. If you got any questions about getting started, Sarah, make sure to just shoot away. Chat's very helpful. And the Discord's also a great place to chat and talk Pokemon cards. Discord.gg/TrickyJim. Thanks for being here. They've got Pot Helmet on the Dragonites, kind of acknowledging that this could be a way that they lose the game. And it looks like they're bringing the Dragonites into the active spots. Retreating the Garchomp, and we'll use Energy Hurricane. So I think we're kind of chilling. Yeah, we win. All right, we're chilling. Here we go. So we go Lysander up Drampa, scoop up net Absol, use Absol to move these damage counters to the Drampa, and then Assault Gate for game, and that is GG's. Wheat. GG's. All right, Wheat. How about a game 3? You feeling a game 3, Wheat? I'm feeling a game 3. That was a close one. All right, let's do it. I know I missed you the other day, so I want to make up. And plus, you've got a really cool deck. Yeah, Critical Bite's kind of nuts for sure. It set up that entire game. Yo, let's go, Icky. Game 3. The Dragon versus my Dark deck. We definitely saw that this matchup can go... Nice. There you go, DJ backwards. That's sick. We saw that this matchup can go either way. Okay, looks like Wheat is choosing to go first. And I'm going to get a mulligan, which is fantastic. Two mulligans to start the game. All right. Best of luck to Wheat. They are starting with Druddigon. I've got Hefty Guzzlord in the active spots. This is one of those weird opening hands where you're kind of like, I hope I prized my Zubat or something, right? This would be sick. Let's see. Hisuian Heavy Ball. We got Crobat prized and Zorua. Okay. Zorua will be the grab, obviously. And then do we want to move the Guzzlord? Excuse me. Do we want to move the Guzzlord? Maybe. Guzzlord's also just a really good lead. Wheat did not have an energy attachment there. I think I'm okay just keeping the Guzzlord. I'm a little bit nervous using Cynthia, but these are some really good cards, so I think we'll just Cynthia. I don't really want to Juniper away all of that stuff. And sure enough, I mean, Yeah, that buffed out. This is a absolutely fine Cynthia hand. Sometimes Cynthia hands can get ugly, but this one was really good. We actually got Wheezing for next turn, and we're going to Munch to discard the top card of their deck, Professor's Letter, which I know they put there with the Poké Nav. So that doesn't bother me at all. Next turn, we can Bird Keeper into Galarian Wheezing, but now I know they have Guzma, right? So it's a little bit tough because I know they can break the Wheezing lock, but that being said, the poison attack is still just very good. So I think I'm probably going to do it. They've got Lance, and I love this Full Art Lance. Such a good card from Silver Tempest for this Dragon deck. And we will Bird Keeper into Coughing. Galarian Wheezing. Yeah, this is fine with me. Darkness Energy, and we'll Severe Poison. Just getting that poison damage into play is very good for us. I know they can Guzma, but it's fine. They can Guzma and then use Gabite's Dragon Call to go search out another dragon Pokemon, maybe Dratini or something. If they Guzma up my Guzzlord, that's okay. We'll just have to retreat it. And we've got the Float Stone in our hand to do that. Guzma will also break the poison that's on their Druddigon right now, which would be good for them. But they're going to choose to Sonia instead, which is a play that I am happy with. I think it makes sense because they probably want to... It's like if they Guzma, they're not getting an energy attachment, and they're realizing kind of how important the energy attachments are. Now, this is really interesting because they're going to keep the Druddigon. Okay. I already know they have the Guzma because they grabbed it, right? And now they're going to keep this damage in play. And they can Guzma up my Guzzlord next turn and knock it out with the Drampa. So that is quite interesting. So we could Bird Keeper, but I think Colress's Experiment is just good for us. So let's do that. We definitely want Town Map. We definitely like Darkness Energy. And we definitely like... Timer Ball is cool. Lost Zoning N and Juniper? Who cares? That's fine. Well, Town Map. Okay. Timer Ball. Dang, bro, that card doesn't work. That card doesn't work good. That card do not work good, bro. All right, so they're definitely knocking out the Guzzlord. Which is fine. Do I even want to attach the Darkness Energy? Nah, we're just going to Severe Poison. That's okay. So we're going to do that. I'm not going to attach the energy anywhere, as it seems like kind of a lost cause at this point. I didn't need any of those supporter cards, bro. We don't need them. We're chilling. So now I know they have the fighting. I know they have the Guzma. But I want to... It's like I knew they had this, so this is why I was not investing that energy, right? It's like I know they have this play. So I'm not going to give them more energy to put into the discard pile. So now I'm kind of needing to kick it into gear, for sure. Guzzlord's probably going to be the guy that I power up, but I might have to wait until it gets to the 4-prize turn in order to Beast Ring to it. So I'm going to have to recover this Guzzlord for sure. They're doing 160 damage a turn right now. But if I do something like, if I find Absol, then I could double Absol right now. So I think I actually want to Colress's Experiment again, because I've got Scoop Up Net in my hand. If I find Absol, I knock out this Drampa. And we do not find it. I've got Rod. We do not find it. That is so rough. It's fine. We've got Rod, we've got Beast Ring, and we've got... Rod and Beast Ring are quite good. I don't want to attach energy to any of this. I need to find a Quick Ball or something. I don't think I need Rare Candy. We'll do this. And then guess I'll attach one Darkness Energy to Zorua just to give it like a pivot is fine, but gosh, I would have really loved to have found the Absol there and just go double Absol. The damage counters up to Drampa and then just knock it out. Okay, Dratini down. That's fine. I could still transform into Weezing next turn to keep the ability lock up. It's possible. I don't know if it's... If I like top deck Quick Ball or Ultra Ball, I can play this Erika's Hospitality. It's like almost doable. Also, if they take this knockout, I get a prize card. So I think I want Ball Guy. Like, just go get my Pokemon. I mean, I have Nest Ball. Nest Ball is down, so is Timer Ball. So the only balls I'd be getting with Ball Guy are Quick Ball. It's like not worth it to Ball Guy. So we probably just want to get the Level Ball. To guarantee myself another basic Pokemon. We're in a real grindy board state right now. But Wheat probably also has to decide whether or not they want to sack this Drampa. If I could just get into... It could be real Guzzlord hours out here. If I could... I got the Beast Ring. I got the Float Stone. I got the Twin Energy. I got it all. I just need to top deck like teammates. And we're chilling. It's going to be a Berserk. They're going to sack the Drampa. So I get a prize. They got one Lightning Energy on the Dratini. I've only got one Zorua, one Darkness Energy. That's what we got. So I get my prize. It's definitely Level Ball. Definitely. And who do they promote? It's going to be the Druddigon with the Float Stone. We get Purloin. Okay. We get Level Ball. We got to get the Guzzlord somehow. Oh, I should have gotten Ball Guy off of this. And then I could Ball Guy for the Guzzlord and just take two prize. I'm literally embarrassing at this game. All right. That's fine. We'll get Zubats. Zubat here. And... Ordinary Rod. Do both. Coughing. Guzzlord. Yes. I still think we can do it, though. I just have to waste this. So if I burn this, and if I burn that, that's like a terrible, terrible cards to burn, but it's fine. Erika's. We find Hoopa. I can transform into Weezing from my discard policy. Okay. Can go get Zoroark. 5 dark in the deck still. It's pretty good. I do not have an attack, which is fine. I could evolve into Zark and Night Days for 70, which seems like an egregious waste. I mean, that's like 10 short of the knockout, which is kind of cool. But I think it's probably better to just transform into Wheezing. And then I can Dark Patch, later if I want to. I can attach the Twin Energy to Zubat just to have it there. And we'll pass. Okay. So that's fine. We definitely wanted to make sure that Gabite did not Dragon Call. We wanted to try and slow the process down if we could at all. They could go Dragon's Wish. That's crazy. Getting the Galarian Weezing active is just fine. We keep that ability lock up. I've got Liepard and Golbat. Yeah, if we get Ball Guy off of the... Ball Guy was probably just a play. I'm ripping 2 prizes if we Ball Guy. We also prevented another Sonic Slip with Weezing, so that's really good. We're in a real grinder of a spot, but we can definitely win this game. We've got Marnie in hand. I've got Golbat and Liepard, so I can draw 4 cards off the top of the deck. We've got 5 basic Dark in the deck. So, have I already used my Field Blower? I have not. I got Zygarde and Research for 7. That's a big draw for them. Thankfully, I do have Marnie for next turn. And they're just going to pass. Okay, we got the Hiding Dark, which is arguably the best energy for the... Not arguably, just factually the best energy for that Galarian Weezing. And then we've got Liepard. I don't want to trade, so I'm going to Hiding Dark. And yeah, I don't think I want to trade any of these cards. We're just going to Marnie and set that hand to 4 instead of 7. We find Potown, and I've got Ultra Ball and Teammates. I don't really want to Ultra Ball this hand. I feel like it's like a trade the Ultra Ball situation. I think I need to be really careful with my energy. We got Rescue Stretcher and Pierce. Slam the Potown down. And let's Severe Poison. Now, obviously, they can come up with Garchomp and knock out my Galarian Weezing. That would be annoying. I don't have quite enough damage in play right now. I need a little bit more. But they might not have the fighting energy they need for Garchomp. They got 1 in the discard pile. So that's our hope. Our hope is that they just have kind of a little bit of an awkward hand. Can't use Regidrago's Dragon Horde. And that they kind of just have to pivot into somebody else. If they give me 1 more turn, then we're like in the money, which is exactly what we want. So we're hoping that they whiff that fighting energy off the Avery. I need 1 more turn. Like 1 more turn, and we're glorious. If they go Drampa Double Dragon, yes, I'm hurting. Okay. So, that's not great, but we'll figure it out. So there are 3 prizes remaining. I can do 90 damage with the Hoopa this turn, which is not terrible. Sets up Crobat shenanigans for later. And we got Raihan. We should just go with Guzzlord, right? Let's trade away Piers. And we get the double colorless energy, which is exactly what we need. So long as I've got enough basic energy in my deck, and I'm pretty sure I do. So let's go teammates. Make sure there's... Yes, there are. Great. Okay. So we get the Guzzy. And we do double colorless B-string. Get these. Put them on the Guzzlord. Coughing down. Save the Rescue Stretcher. Retreat into Guzzlord. And Red Banquet for 120 damage. We take 2 prizes. So now all I need to do... We can take this. And we can take... this. All I need to do is Crobat this for game. But I am 10 damage short of being able to do that. So, in order to fix that, I need to find my Dark Claw, which I could find off of trade. So I've got an out to do that. And now Wheat is in a position where it's like, if they have to like knock out the Guzzlord, right? You can't, I just got Crobat, but you have to knock out the Guzzlord, right? I do think Galarian Zigzagoon would be good. The reason why I'm not playing Galarian Zigzagoon is because I'm playing Absol instead, and you kind of want to use Absol with your scoop up nets. But I think that after playing this deck all day today, I think I would probably put the Galarian Zigzagoon back into the deck. They've got Garchomp, Dragon Blade, going to 2 prizes, discarding 2. If we find Dark Claw, we have win in hand. We do not have it yet. 3 prizes remaining. Let's trade. Trade. We are going to discard what? Come on. We did not get it. Okay. Unfortunate. So, what's our next game plan? We go... Yes, but I have Guzma, so I could Guzma up the Druddigon. We go Rescue Stretcher. Shuffle 3. Shuffle him. Him and him. I think kind of have to get him going. And then we have to swing with the Hoopa. I need them to not gust for sure. Okay, we got Hoopa. I can quick ball. I've got my other twin right there. Ugh. I can Raihan. Their abilities don't really matter, right? No, if they have it, they have it. I can't play. If I had Zigzagoon in the deck, we just win. Ugh, I need to put Zigzagoon in the deck. All right, let's quick ball away Lysander. And go get Vullaby. Raihan to Vullaby. Get the Dark Claw. Retreat. Yeah. I was just hoping they ain't got it. I'm all in on the Crobat, bro. I'm all in. We're paralyzing. Dang it. All right. Oh. Do they have Gus? Brace for impact, chat. They do. We lose. No. Oh, they had it. But they had Lysander. If I paralyze there, they had the boss. If I paralyze, we had it. No, man. No. Oh, I'm so sick. I don't think it's possible. At this point. 3 prizes. Yeah, well played. We're out. Okay. Couple changes we need to make. Mandy Buzz is okay, but I don't know that it does enough. Dragon was always going to be kind of a tough matchup for us because their guys are really big. GG's wheat, for sure. But we definitely want the Zigzagoon. My goodness. Yeah, that card seems nuts. Mandy Buzz is probably too cute. We win that game if we just have the Zigzagoon in the deck. So the Zigzagoon, sure. All right, he's got to go in. It also fixes math on Guzzlord. Yeah. Cool. I'm into it. I kind of want this. Fine. This is fine. This is all fine. I found myself not having anywhere to put energy sometimes. A trainer's mail. I agree. Let's put 1 trainer's mail in here. That's it. All right. Thank you, Rob House, for that sub in the 9 months. Appreciate you, Rob House. Thank you. Trainer's mail would have found me that Dark Claw for sure. Kit Kat asks, are my decks bussin'? Always. Obstacle, that's another stage 2 Pokemon, though. But I know, right? Because I could triple excel. I mean, we could play Obstagoon. It's not terrible. Yeah, this guy. I did feel like there were times where I didn't have anybody to put energy on. I think like being able to threaten him is probably good. But then do you just want to keep the Galarian Zigzagoon around? It's fine. I don't hate it. Yeah, the shiny one is like a nice little hit and run. I don't hate it. But then I gotta find... I liked the trainer's mail. The super scoop up is probably a little too cheesy, and then we can take the trainer's mail out. The super scoop up would go crazy, but it's fine. We just take those out. All right, let's do this. Did anybody else want a game? Or should I best of three, finish the best of 3 with Yoshi? Man, I don't got any. I know, delinquent. It's crazy. I don't have any. What video am I going to make? I'll figure it out. I'm pretty sure I got most of a Metal GLC video done. Miko can jump in. All right, Miko. It's the day before Thanksgiving. You definitely don't. You don't need to do any work, Miko. It's Thanksgiving Eve. I appreciate that sub, Rob House. Thank you. You gonna item lock me again, Miko? You know, Miko likes to item lock with Cryogonal. That's usually what we're dealing with. Need a break from water? All right, that's fair. Okay. Let's get this party started. I got a little bit of an awkward opening hand going first. Definitely prefer going second. That's okay, though. We're chilling. With 2 stage 2s in the deck, I don't feel nearly as bad about playing that rare candy either. So, that's cool. Looks like I'm up against Miko's colorless deck, and we've got a P-Dove in the active. That's cool. I'll attach this energy to Hoopa, and I will pass. That seems fine. Unfortunately, Hoopa does not do any damage if it does not move from the bench to the active spots. And Miko just has to chirp. But what does chirp do? That's crazy! Alright. Chirp is kind of cracked. Miko's got the bird deck over here. Going to get a couple of birds. Tranquil and Pidgey. Both with fighting resistance. We got Bird Keeper. Okay. Bird Keeper could allow me to win this game. So let's do that. Swing and a miss. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Miko. Hey, you got the sauce. Guess I'm going to get to see what this P-Dove do. There's Tranquil. Now, presumably, Unpheasant is like the guy. Yeah, I don't really know what Unpheasant does. Haven't done my own research. Ah, I see. Miko also has a Bird Keeper. On brand for the bird deck. I've got Piers, which I could use to continue setting up. Which is probably smart. Hoopa has a retreat of 2, which is why I could not retreat it. And they're going to collect. Okay. COLLECT. There's Zigzagoon. Yeah. That's fine. Let's Piers and at least go get another Pokemon, right? And we'll get a basic Darkness Energy. Make sure Liepard is in the deck. No? No Liepard, huh? Liepard in the hand. Okay, cool. So we'll do that. Purloin down. Galarian Zigzagoon, ping that thing. Retreats into Hoop Dog. Dark Patch to Galarian Zigzagoon, and let's Assault Gate for 90. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool having this guy. I'm into it. It's a Thanksgiving deck. That's fun. All right, I'm on board with it. It's the turkey deck for upcoming Turkey Day. Isn't that nice? We've got Liepard. We can trade next turn. If I've got Ham is better. All right, we're pulling it. Ham is mid, bro. Turkey goated. Turkey or ham? And if you're a vegetarian, do you like your tofu turkey or your tofu ham better? All right, turkey, ham. There we go. Both are bad. I didn't. It's either or. It's a would you rather. Thanksgiving would you rather. Okay. Air Slash 150. Dang, bro. I just need to top deck an energy, and this thing's getting schmacked. I guess I can also trade for it. This is crazy. Let's go. We got Liepard. I got Nest Ball. We can go get, with the Nest Ball, can go get Zubat. Love it. I didn't actually make sure that Obstagoon or Rare Candy were in the deck. I just assumed that they were being good boys. Yes. Okay, very good. We can Evolution Incense, go get Obstagoon. Okay. I need an energy right here. What the heck, bro? Not cool, man. Not cool. Let's... Man, bro. Have to evolve the old-fashioned way. That's fine. Let's go get another cool Pokemon. Zorua. He's nice. And we'll end. Their hand was too big. Needed to chill out a little bit. And then... we'll go here in Night Slash. Into Absol. We got him right where we want him. There's no way they gust and knock out my Lanoon. That would be incredibly rude. I could not... yeah, no. I could not even fathom that Lanoon getting knocked out. All right, what won? What's winning the poll? All right, turkey or ham? Turkey. 55 to 45. That's a pretty close matchup, honestly. I'm impressed. This Unpheasant is also putting in way more work than it ought to be. This thing's out here kinda housing. I'll send up the Zorua is fine. Is this not a knockout? We're just gonna daunt? Yes, for 50. Okay, trying to buy more time. I see you, Miko. Yes, but what we have is a secret plan. I could trade away Wheezing, and then I can transform into Wheezing. That's crazy. Escape rope. Up Aerodactyl, cool. And then, yeah, we'll just do this. Get into Wheezing. Level ball. Get the bat. Golbat. Draw 2. That's fine. We'll attach Darkness and Colress for 7 big ones. Love that. Obstagoon is here. Potown. Retreats. And we'll Severe Poison. That's fun. Now, yeah, Obstagoon kind of go crazy. He's kind of big dude. Yeah, that's... Obstagoon definitely makes this deck a little more fun. It's nice having a big guy. You could put Hiding Darkness energy on him. He could do all sorts of stuff. Sometimes your deck just needs somebody who can schmack, you know? Obstagoon definitely fills that schmack quota. We've got trade. I could scoop up net. That's not cool. I want to put myself in a situation to take 3 prizes with Crobat. I'm trying to, as Jesse Parker put it, I'm trying to style on you, Miko. I was playing against Jesse. He's like, you are not going to style on me. Yeah, I'm trying to style on you, Miko, for sure. Got to. First of all, we need that pie helmet gone. That thing's got to go. And then we evolve into this guy. And we'll attach an energy there. Scoop up net the Absol. Let's move some of these damage counters from here to the Minccino and then Marnie. Huh. Yeah, it's fine. We got the Flowstone, which is nice, but I don't actually need, like, you know, to poison again. The thing's already poisoned, so that's cool. And then I've definitely been saucing with the Crobat, bro. It's not easy, but I've done it. Also, I think the list is still, it's in progress. As you can see, I lost the last best of 3 by 10 damage because I didn't have Galarian Zigzagoon. So we added Galarian Zigzagoon, and then we were like, all right, well, while we're adding Galarian Zigzagoon, we need a Galarian Obstagoon. But that was to the Dragon matchup, and Dragon should be a pretty tough matchup for this deck. Anyway, we're working on it. We're working on it. The dark... This is not the damage counter Obstagoon. No, but we just want this little guy just for the 10 every once in a while. This guy, he's schmack. Yeah. All right, Aerodactyl goes down. That's the perfect card to find off my prizes. See, look, Jesse, you're about to catch it. You're catching it happening right now. First of all, Wicked Ruler. Oh, yeah. You're mad. You gotta discard until you have just 4 cards left in your hand. And then I also have added Potown technology, which is quite good. We're gonna trade away the rare candy. Hisuian Heavy Ball. Don't need it. Cool. And then we'll... There's only 8 cards in my deck? I should not Culrus's Experiment. Okay, it's fine. We're going to go here. Retreat into Crobat. Do that. Lysander up Bidoof. And Critical Bites the Chinchino for 3 prizes. And we find Guzma. Ball Guy. And Twin Energy. Good stuff. And then I've got Knuckle Impact. That's it. Like I said, sorry, Miko. Trying to style, you know. Fly in EMZ! Oh my god! It's got the Fly in EMZ! That's crazy. Speeding Sky Strike. Ooh, and I'm getting end to 1. Holy smokes. Okay. Porygon Z took a little extra damage. Bibarel does not. Uh-oh, we're getting juiced right now with the Porygon Z. Crazy code. And it's going to be Unpheasant. With Speeding Sky Strike GX. So it's invincible. I need to find Guzma in order to win. Trade away B-String. And we find Versus Seeker. And that is GG's Miko. Triple Acceleration Energy. Lysander up the Porygon. And we get to Knuckle Impact for game. GG's Miko. 200 damage. Let's go. It is fun to see a GX attack in Gym Leader Challenge. Hopefully they have some way to incorporate the terastallizing mechanic into Gym Leader Challenge. That would be a lot of fun. GG's, GG's. All right, anybody up for a match? My Darkness deck. Or my Metal deck. I'm down to play either. The Metal deck. Kind of poggers. Trippy. X Factor. Kobe Star just made a game. X Factor, I played against you yesterday. I'd love to play against you again, but let's get Trippy Twitches in there. All right, Trippy. Let's go. Trevor, cool. Yeah. Sorry, Rick. It's I actually have an appointment at 2, so I can't promise you a game today, Rick. I'm gonna be getting I have to log off around 1:30, so about 40 minutes from now. I could probably slide you in. Let's see if we got... Yeah, Rick, I saw you wanted to get in yesterday. I could slide you in next game. Yeah, let's get Rick in next game. You asked nicely yesterday. Yeah. Rick, go ahead. We'll get Rick in. You're up next, Rick. What's your screen name? Let's go. All right, sick. You got a Gym Leader Challenge deck, Rick? Guildmaster Jr., you got it. All right, I'll add you after this game. Now this is an opening hand. That's what I'm talking about. Feels good. I should not have started the Zubat because I have Birdkeeper. So I should have. Oh, I guess I'll Birdkeeper into Coughing. I mean, it's fine. But yeah, I should have started Purloin and then Birdkeeper into Zubat. All right, I'm up against Trippy Spencer with their water deck. I've got my Broken Darkness deck with the Crobat and the Guzzlord. They're both right here. They take bonus prizes. They're unfair. Everybody hates them. They have no friends, but they don't care. They're here to win games, all right? Crobat takes 2 extra prize cards if you take a knockout with Critical Bite, and Guzzlord takes 2 prize cards, 1 extra prize card, if you take a knockout with its Red Banquet attack. So that's the goal of this deck that we have built. Just try to take advantage of these bonus prize taken unfair Pokemon. Let's level ball and see what kind of options we got. Coughing is here. That is great. We've got Golbat in deck. We've got Galarian Linoone, and it looks like Zigzagoon's prized. Also, Obstagoon's prized. But that's okay. We got the important stuff. So we'll do this. Purloin down, Birdkeeper into Coughing. Hopefully find a Darkness Energy. We miss it. But that's okay. I got Piers for next turn. We'll make it happen next turn. I can bench the Guzzlord just to have it down, and then we'll pass. In case I get Marnied or something like that. That would be good. We definitely don't love just offering up. This is man, we've got a spread deck on our hands. I just saw a Dugong real fast. It just like flew past the screen, but oh man, and we've got Finneon. Oh boy. Okay. I'm pretty sure that Dugong that might have been the Dugong that can get accelerated to with Finneon, though. I couldn't tell what Dugong was. I think it might be the one that has Swim Freely. It was either that or there's the other Dugong does like 50 to 2 things or 60 to 2 things or something. But I think it's the Oceanic Accompaniment one. The Swim Freely one. That's pretty cool. Oh, you know it's bad when your opponent Iridas for the Inteleon. That just means that they got rare candy in their hand. And this Inteleon coming in hot. Okay. With its shady dealings. I wonder, are they going to get the turn 2 Aqua Bullet? That would be a lot of pressure that I don't necessarily feel like dealing with quite yet. But that's fine. I'm still chilling. We're fine. So what? If we found a Dark Energy, they wouldn't have been using any of these abilities. But that's fine. So they could go like rare can. They already did it. They could go buckets, scoop up net or something. Looks like they're going to continue just setting up their board though. Go get Horsey out of the prizes. That makes sense. Maybe take one more turn with the Manaphy active. Yeah, they're just going to set up their board a little bit, which I like to see. Also, I like to see 50 hit point basic Pokemon like Finneon, who is going to be easy pickings for my Crobats. Maybe they retreat and use Beacon. Yeah, it looks like that is going to be the choice. Beacon can go get some Pokemon from their deck to put into their hands. So this is a really cool take on a water deck. I love trying out the Finneon thing. Hopefully they continue to print more Pokemon with the Swim Freely attack, because that's going to make it so the Finneon has more targets, which is really good. Yeah, like this guy. There he is. Seadra. Hisuian Heavy Ball. Zigzagoon didn't want to show up to work. We will gladly take the Zigzagoon. We've got Liepard. We can trade. None of these cards are particularly enticing to trade away. I can trade away the Crobat. let's Pierce. I can trade away the Crobat. That's fine. All right, let's do that. I definitely am getting... Okay, now we can Pierce. I'm definitely getting Weezing into play this turn. That's just like a guarantee. So we have to go get Weezing, and we'll go get an energy card. We might as well go get an energy that we don't have, like one of these. We'll evolve into Weezing, and the gas has been neutralized. We're gonna... Oh, Manaphy kind of ruins my entire plans. I forgot about this dude. Huh. Not like ruins everything, but kind of ruins a bit. I can knock out that Manaphy not too bad, though. So let's do that. I can knock it out with Absol, which is kind of interesting. Well, severe poison. So the thing is with Manaphy, we can get around Manaphy. Obviously, our Crobat likes to be able to hit the bench. But we can also gust up things on the bench and knock them out. And we can shuttle damage counters away with Absol. So like this Vulpix might go down this turn. That's fine. And then I can continue kind of poisoning things, especially if I can poison this Inteleon, then I can move those damage counters to Manaphy. Just a double Absol can move 6 damage counters off that to the Manaphy, knock it out. And we've got trade next turn. We'll find a glorious supporter, I'm sure. This card is like the whole Dark deck revolves around Galarian. Galarian Weezing is like the best card that Dark has. it's not even close. Kingdra, that's super cool. That Kingdra is really neat because it allows it to get some extra energy. Yes, I have AZ in the deck now, so I can reuse Absol at my leisure. Finneon is here, which is fine. We've also got Marnie, so let's... And Crobat's in the discard pile. That's fine. Put that guy back into the deck. We're going to go Twin Energy onto Guzzlord, Floatstone onto Weezing, and let's Marnie. We've got Trade and a Quick Ball. And nice Lysander. Okay, let's trade away the Darkness Energy. And I mean, I could just knock out the Finneon right now. It's kind of a waste to scoop up net. So I don't think I'm going to. We actually, never mind. That's silly. I would much rather like the I'd rather Spencer have to try and retreat this Finneon, right? So we don't want to just give them a way to get that out of the active. We don't want to scoop up net the Zigzagoon and then have them have a free switch, more or less. Instead, they can kind of just stick here, be stuck here with the Finneon in the active. And that plays to our advantage. And we can see if the Marnie sticks them. They are going to attach. Now, here's the thing. If they move, they might move. They're going to retreat into Inteleon, right? That's fine. Field Blower and Culver's. All right, so they have a huge draw. They've got a good hand. They can retreat the Finneon. They can smack my Weezing with Inteleon. And do 20 damage to one of my benched Pokemon. And here's the escape rope too. Wow. So I feel like probably is Galarian Zigzagoon. That's cool. Just let that guy go. And then they can soften up the wheezing. But we got plays. We got plays. Yo! They're gonna dump energy. How much energy you got? All right, it's who you knocking out? 2, 4, 6. They could evolve into Kingdra, right? Blastoise. Oh my gosh. Powerful Squall? This is crazy. And they're squalling. Holy moly. Yo, slow down. And Hydro Jet for 100 damage to my benched Guzzlord. That's fine with me, actually. This is fine. That's about as good as that could have gone for us. So, we are going to quick ball. Let's see. A quick ball away the Colress's experiment. Go get Absol. Absol. Yes, we're going to move. I could take a knockout right now if I just move it to the Finneon. That's like kind of fine. That or I'm stowing damage there for later on the Manaphy to try and knock it out with Crobat for 3 prizes, and I have to gust it up. Yeah, that's fine. You know, we're gonna do that. Keep the damage on the board. Then we'll Erika's. And we find some more stuff. So off of Erika's, we want to trade. We've got Ultra Ball to go get Golbat if we need it. I haven't attached an energy yet. I don't necessarily want to get rid of any of these magnificent cards in my hand, but I'm starting to feel like maybe it's Field Blower. It's fine. We find Town Map. We did not find a Darkness Energy there. I do have 2 prized. Let's scoop up Net. The Zigzagoon. Put up Zubat. Ultra Ball away. Zoroark and Zigzagoon. Go get Golbat. I guess I'm going back in. Unfortunate that I have to choose first. I guess I'm going back in with the Wheezing. Oh, I could knock out with Liepard. Let's do that. Yeah, this thing's got to go. All right, and we're going to go here. I'm going to go double colorless Claw. Yeah. Yeah, Liepard getting in there, bro. Yeah, Liepard about to show you what it can do. Hey, you didn't think Liepard had it like that. All right. Yeah, you did not think Liepard had it like that. And now what? Okay, that's fine. We got to get a Darkness Energy. And that Liepard housing out here. Do they have a supporter? Tate and Liza. It's good. If I can get... No! Oh, the Rough Seas? Oh, this is terrible. This is really bad, guys. If there's one card we need our opponent to definitely not play, it's that. It's fine. I still think we could do it. Just, you know, things just got a little bit more difficult. Okay. I'm going to soften up my Guzzy. That's okay. They've only got a 2-card hand. They can take a supporter, though. Or they can take Verse Seeker. They can take Air Balloon. What's it going to be? I did not remember what that was. It was a supporter, right? I'm not sure. Pretty sure it was a supporter. Okay, I think it's this. It was Marnie. Thank you, Charles. I think it's... I need to counter the Rough Seas now. Yesterday. That's fine. So what we're going to do is we are going to attach a Darkness Energy to the Guzzlord, and we're going to Raihan to the Golbat, and we're going to go get the Potown. Get that out of there. And then neutralizing gas. Now, this Weezing has not been hit yet. So it could make it through another turn. The problem is, all right, they're going to retreat out of poison. That makes sense. Go into Basculin. They got Basculegion. Oh, they can upstream. Wow, I like this. This is cool. 7. Wow. Okay, 7 energy in the discard pile. I see where we're going with this. However, I have got Guzzlord now, and I can take 2 prizes with the Guzzlord. So, like, we're getting there. You see, we're getting there. We're doing it. It's like, it's fine. They're doing a lot, and it's impressive. I'm impressed. But here we go. I've only got 4 prizes left to take. We're in there. Let's go up with the Guzzlord. And we got Hiding Dark, which is good. I'm going to get to take 2 prizes. So do I want to waste this Juniper? Let's Nest Ball, rearrange the deck. We've got this guy. And then, yeah, I've got good stuff left in the deck, so that's fine. We can go here and just Juniper. And then we've got Crobat. And don't need to Beast Ring, though I might as well kind of just get it out of my deck. And we'll Red Banquet the Basculegion for a 2 prize take. We'll take the Darkness Energy and the Colress. And then, in order to win, I need that Manaphy to not be there. But we can deal with this. I got Powerful Squall. They've got 4 prizes left to take. So we've got a little time to figure out these final 2. They've got a board loaded with energy. It's very, very cool. Manaphy's tough. We actually have it. We almost have it in hand. We just need a double energy, and we could AZ the Absol, move the damage to Manaphy, and then critical bite it. So we're close. I could just boss up something and knock it out. Okay, I think I just boss up the Manaphy and knock it out. That like seems fine. Unless they're gonna verse for N or like something regrettable like that. I got a lot of supporter cards. I'm gonna draw out of it. Marnie. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, my deck's just full of supporter cards. Broken supporters. Gotta give it to Trippy though. This is a very cool water deck. I really like seeing this thing in action. This is a very neat deck. Revive. Who's coming back? Horsey. And Marnie. Okay. We've got Dark Patch and Versus Seeker. So where are we going? This thing's got 130 hit points left. Here comes Crobats. Teammates also is available to us. So that is cool. I like that. We can Dark Patch to the Hoopa. Guzma knock out the Manaphy. Got 3 prizes left. I need to do this in a way that will win me the game. All right, let's Dark Patch to Hoopa. And let's see, where's my Dark Claw at? In the discard. I think anything here? No, it's bad stuff. I'm really kind of spinning my wheels. I could draw 6 with Erica's, but I'm not even sure that like necessarily helps. It kind of does. That's fine. Let's just draw cards. I feel like I'm losing this game if I don't draw cards. So let's just do that. Like, I feel like I have far better options if I just draw a lot. So let's Rescue Stretcher, shuffle 3. We're going to put Zorak back into the deck, Zigzagoon back into the deck, and nothing else matters. Guzzlord back into the deck, sure. And then we're going to go for Timer Ball, which is sick, but that's fine. We've got Evolution Incense. We can go get Zorak and evolve that. Then I can either Escape Rope to hit somebody for 90, or I can hit this Blastoise for 90. If I hit the Blastoise for 90, it'll be a 120. Or I could Phantom Transformation into Galarian Weezing, and I could poison it. Which also doesn't feel bad. I think that's fine. I feel like poison and lockdown abilities is like good. All right, so we're doing this. And we're going to Severe Poison. Okay. This is what we're doing. No abilities, no powerful squalling, none of that. Now, Dugong. What does Dugong do? Any amount of water energy for Pokemon into your deck. Okay. So, you know, Dugong could put a bunch of energy back into the deck. But I need to really need to find a way to take these final 2 prizes. This is like, I'm wishing Obstagoon was out right now for sure. They're going to bring out the Crobats, which makes sense. They want to knock out the Crobats. So like now I'm like, all right, can I win? Yeah, kind of. can I win without that Crobats? I'm not exactly sure. And this is like the major problem with the Crobat strategy is like you're always trying to build up the Crobat play, and then they can just gust it up and knock it out, and you're like, I guess I lose. Uh-huh. Okay. I've got 2 prizes left. We'll do this. We get Cynthia. If I escape rope, who do they send up? I still think I should probably escape rope. I'm not sure that I have enough gas in the tank at all. They have to send up, I mean, they could send up like Dugong. I'm going to send up Horsey, so they just give me this prize with Horsey. And then, do I have any Pokemon left in my deck? I'm pretty sure I don't. I've got Zigzagoon, but I don't think that that's going to be enough to do it. I want teammates. What do I have? Zigzagoon, Linoon, AZ, Darkness Energy, Lysander. Okay. There we go. And we Zigzagoon that. And we Assault Gate. And I say, okay. I have it. I figured it out. I figured it out. I cracked the code. It was not easy, but I need them to not disrupt my hand. That's it. Or heal themselves. Yeah, so long as they don't do either of those things, we're chilling. But if they disrupt their hand or heal themselves, I lose. But I think we can do it. I think we got it. Okay. I need to get End into the Lysander. No. They only need to put 3 energy back into the deck. They can just retreat that Dugong. Oh, this has ended up being a real close game. I think Trippy's going to have it, though. That End of 1 is going to stick. Unless this is Lysander off the top of the deck. Nah, alright, GG's. You got it. Nothing I could do about it. I got the floor return for game. Man. That was a close one, Spencer. A close one indeed. Very cool deck. Love it. Oh, the rough seas, bro. The rough seas was so bad for me. GG's, GG's. All right, final game of the stream. Rick, where you at? If you're still here, Rick, my screen name is TCGO Share 20. Silent Lab could be worth it. Yeah. Definitely could be. The Zigzagoon was good. Yeah, it was close. It's close. It's tough. It's tough relying on Crobat so much because you're just like, because if your opponent gusts it, your whole strategy is kind of just out the window. All right, Guildmaster Jr. Good luck. I'm playing my metal deck. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys all have a wonderful Thanksgiving as well. And let's have some fun. We'll go second, playing against Guildmaster Jr.'s Psychic deck. We've got a fantastic start with U-Turn board and Jirachi. Nice, they got a Psychic deck. Good luck to Rick. We've got Psychic versus Metal. I've got Amazing Jirachi as my lead with U-Turn board, which is really strong. However, we do have... I might not have anything here in a second. Looks like it might be a turn 1 let loose. Yep, here we go. Spin that wheel. 4 cards apiece. It's fine. Jirachi is going to allow me to... Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. This hand's even better. They've got Dreepy, Dimension Valley, and a pass. I am loving this hand. Let's ball guy. And we can set up our board. We've got Clink, Clang, Cling Clang all in the deck. Bronzor, Bronzong. Love it. And Colress for next turn. So let's get Level Ball, Nest Ball, and Heavy Ball. Let's see. Kaparaja. Where are you at? Yep. Kaparaja's in the deck too. Fantastic. So we'll get these guys. And then before I play any of them, let's Dreamy Revelation. We find Evo Soda and Versus Seeker. I'll take the Versus Seeker, I guess. Should have taken the Evo Soda. It's fine. All right, we're going to Level Ball and go get Bronzor, Nest Ball, and go get Clink. My Clink. That's fine. I'm gonna Ultra Ball and go get Clink. And then Heavy Ball and go get Q-Font. Attach our energy to Q-Font and pass. Thank you, Victor, for that gifted sub to Rick. I appreciate you, Victor. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know what happened there. It's a misclick or something. It's fine. Be happening like that. Could have saved some of those cards, but it's fine. Now it's Rick's turn. I've got a Psychic on Dreepy and pass. Nothing else. Yeah, hate to see it. We've got Magearna in the prizes. Sorry, Magearna, I forgot about you. And then Versus Seeker for Colress, and we will Colress for 6 big ones. Dreamy Revelation can get us... You know what? The Friendly Beach. Well, how friendly is the Friendly Beach when you're about to Marnie them the following turn? We'll give them the Friendly Beach. Attach here. They're dead drawing. We don't want it to be like that. We'll put down the Heatran. And we'll beach. The friendly beach. And now, like I said, how friendly is the friendly beach? I'm getting ready to Marnie. Yes. Now we've got Bronzong. Quick ball away the metal energy. Just go get Dialga. Crystal Cave. And Marnie. Set their hand to 4 cards. We've got Dreamy Revelation. And with Dreamy Revelation, I'll go get Tag Call. Evo Soda to get Caparajah. Metal Energy here. Metal Links here. And pass. I could have attacked that turn, but didn't seem totally necessary. I think we're chilling. I'd do it next turn if I have to. And we could just tag call for Guzma and Hala and then get in there next turn. We're going to end. It's fine. See 6 new cards. And now we're cooking for sure. Got all the good stuff. I don't want to waste this fire energy retreating the Jirachi, though. Or any energy retreating the Jirachi, for that matter. We could Cynthia, shuffle our hand into our deck and draw 6 cards. That seems pretty reasonable. Or Lysander. I could be more aggressive if I ditch one of these energies. So I think I should probably ditch the counter energy. Like, I think I'm going to take the lead in this game. So we can get rid of that. And then target something down on their bench. Like the Dreepy that we don't feel like dealing with. Yeah, we got the tag call. I still feel like, yeah, let's get that Dreepy out of here. Let's just be honest. We're going to Dreamy Revelation. The metal energy really, well, yeah, I've got tag call for the Malamilano. Yep. So we go metal energy, Lysander, get this Dreepy up here. Retreats into the Ja. We go Metal Links to the Heatran, and now we've got everything that we need. Muscular Nose, 220 damage. And Caparajah is taking 80 less damage from attacks. I never had Guzman, huh? 80 less damage from attacks thanks to the Metal Core Barrier and the Shield Energy. So that Caparajah is really out here swinging for the fences. What can they do? And then if they do happen to swing into it, they've got Hex. That's not going to help a whole lot. If they do happen to damage my Caparajah, I've got Mallow and Lana right here. We'll attach the Fire Energy to Heatran. Guzma and Hala. Guzma and Hala. Guzma and Hala. Yep, I'm going to do this. It's fine. And go get Parallel, Pan, Aurora. That's cool. And put the Pan on. Muscular Nose. I like the Crystal Cave, so I'm not going to remove that. And we're going to schmack with the Elephant again. And now I got to say, they're looking like they're in a pretty bad spot. Ball guy can get them some balls. One ball, particularly Death Ball, can go get a basic Pokemon, but when I got Caparajah and Heatran loaded up, ready to go, that is quite an intimidating board. I'm just going to keep throwing energy on things. Put an energy on Clink. Keep in this hand. think this is going to be an elephant sweep, guys. It's looking like it. Metal goggles there. Love that for my Heatran. And I'm thinking that's... Yeah, this one is pretty much wrapped up. This is looking like the... Nice, the Garbodor. I do really like this Garbodor Psychic list. It's very cool. But... we really got out the gates fast. And unfortunately, it looks like they were not able to respond. Here comes Shining Mew. Can use Legendary Guidance to accelerate some extra energy into play. But my elephant is too strong. I wish I had played my Silly Dark deck. Shining Mew, Crobat, coming in. 3 prizes. Shining Mew is a really cool card in Gym Leader Challenge, though. 30 hit points, but being able to accelerate special energy into play is pretty cool. I'll attach that there. Discard that. And Muscular Nose. Mimikyu is very good. I would definitely play Mimikyu. I would play Mimikyu and maybe even Nihilego in this deck now, if I were to update the list. Yeah. You definitely want Mimikyu. All right, get rid of both of those. And they can smack with Special Laser. 160 damage, but I'm taking minus 40 from my Shield Energy and my Metal Frying Pan. And we get to Mallow and Lana it into Heatran and Iron Hammer for the game. GG's. Rick, I'd offer you another game, but I got to go. Thank you guys for the stream. Everybody enjoy Thanksgiving. Have fun. Enjoy time off with family. All that. Make sure to check out the sale at fullgripgames.com if you're looking for holiday gift ideas. We got some great sealed Pokemon product on sale at fullgripgames.com. Y'all take it easy and have a most busted holiday tomorrow. For those of you guys that are celebrating. All right, I'm American. Well, of course. I'm going to go eat some turkey. You know I'm American. You're watching an American stream. It's Turkey Day tomorrow. Cranberry sauce, stuffing, turkey, gravy. That's what I'm up to. All right. Y'all take it easy and have a most blessed day. I'll see you later, all right? I'll be back on Friday. All hail the new Friday. What am I doing here? I wanted the lo-fi on. There we go. While I look for somebody to raid. That's what I wanted. Let's see, who we raiding? Scene's been kind of light this week. Nice. Jan finished the Deathless Nuzlocke. That's sick. Good for him. See ya.